Welcome back to East Lake, Ohio, baseball fans. Kyle Hoehne hanging out with you under the headset, behind the microphone, and in the press box here at Classic Park in Northeast Ohio. We are getting set for an if necessary game, an elimination game, and all the marbles game, at least up to this point anyway. This will be for a chance to play in the championship series that starts Wednesday. And this is a big one, and this is a rematch. This will be the third time in this tournament that Lynchburg has taken on Misericordia. Lynchburg beat the Cougars on Saturday to earn themselves an off day. That was an exciting victory for Lynchburg, 6-2 in that ball game. Earlier this morning, in a game that went into the afternoon here on Monday, June the 3rd, Misericordia returned the favor. They beat Lynchburg 3-2. A game that featured all kinds of drama, especially late in the ball game. Misericordia gets the breakthrough. They get 41-11 is the record now for the Misericordia Cougars. Lynchburg sitting at 38-15, although records are pretty irrelevant and insignificant at this point, baseball fans, is just survive and advance, and Lynchburg will have to now survive their first elimination game of the postseason. Lynchburg is now 12-1 in postseason play, but they have not faced elimination yet because Lynchburg's been winning the first two games in every tournament. So they've set themselves up with that cushion, with that situation that we've been saying over and over. That is, hey, Lynchburg needs to only win one of two today. Well, Lynchburg did not win the first one, so now they need to win one of one. It will come against quality competition. It will have to come against quality competition again, as it's the Misericordia Cougars. Basically, this becomes a best 2 out of 3 series between these squads, and the winner of this will advance to another best 2 out of 3 series. That'll be the championship series that again starts on Wednesday. The loser will have to say that their season ended in what you can call the bracket finals here. This is bracket 1. You can follow along at lynchburgsports.com. Our announced start time is not until 5:45. I believe that was the announcement that came over the public address speakers. So I heard 5:45 as the start time. We will get our little video clips, our bonus coverage going again for you, so you can have something to hang out with. But it wasn't a scheduled 4:45 start time, so we wanted to make sure we came on and kept you up to date. But it's going to be a 5:45 first pitch. I'll be back before then. We can run down all that exciting action in game 1 of the day. This is now game 13 in the tournament. We've got another if necessary game after this, by the way, fans, because Wisconsin Whitewater beat Salve Regina. So same situation there. Salve came into the day at 2-0. They only needed to win 1, but the if necessary game is necessary. So it's a carbon copy of what's going on here in the upper bracket, and the winner of this game will take on the winner of that game. So there's still so much exciting baseball. Everybody at the stadium's like, we could have between 2 and 4 games today. Well, guess what? We're going to have 4 here at Classic Park in East Lake, Ohio, and we know you're specifically excited about another Lynchburg Hornets game. A little bit of pressure now, a little bit of back-to-the-wall stuff. Lynchburg was perfect in elimination games last season on the national championship run. I believe it was 4 elimination games that Lynchburg survived last year. They're going to have to win 1 to survive and advance today. And we'll see. I know whatever happens, it's going to be exciting. We're going to cherish it. We're going to enjoy it. So many memories already in this season. Time for a few more. I'll be back to talk to you here in about 30 minutes or so, and we'll set the stage and the scene for Misericordia and Lynchburg. Part 3, round 3. It's round 2 today. Who's going to win it this time? We'll see. Looks on to get the sign from Sean Pokerock. Runner on first, 1-2, 2 outs. Here he comes, and he got him. Another strikeout for Wesley Arrington. He Ks 12 in another complete game performance. The Sheriff has done it again, fans. Just when you think Lynchburg can't get any more from Wesley Arrington, he delivers another postseason gem.
Well, Coach, welcome to the Game 2 press conference. Lynchburg 7-2 winner over Edincock. Coach Travis Beasley joining us. We have Brandon Garcia and pitcher Wesley Arrington. And then who was our mystery man?
Oh, Kelly McWilliams.
Kelly McWilliams. So, welcome, Coach. I have an opening statement for the group, and I'll print off that name tag for you.
Yeah, great game. Obviously, they're an incredibly talented group coming in here. I think, what were they, 46-2. We knew it was going to be a challenge, but I think we knew we had a shot with Wes Arrington on the mound. I think it's last 36 innings possible for him to pitch. He's done 35. We got a shot. And he battled. They hit some balls hard. Obviously, it's a really tough lineup. We made a couple really, really elite defensive plays earlier in the game that gave us a chance to kind of expand. And then Wes just with 2 huge strikeouts in the 8th against 2 really, really good, talented hitters, and we were able to hold on. But great baseball game.
Coach, how big was the early run lead to get up 4-0 early on?
Yeah, huge, especially with that lefty. We knew Gottsman was, he's an elite pitcher. Fortunately for us, I think our road here was challenging, was difficult. We faced 2 really, really talented lefties along the way. Case Western had a freshman lefty. Laverne had a freshman lefty. So I think while they're a little bit different, and the young man today, I believe he's an All-American, he's really, really, really good. But I think that prepared us. I think we came in, we didn't have to do a whole lot different than what we've done the last 2 weeks. Guys competed, had a couple really good at-bats, and were able to capitalize. And, then beyond that, it's about putting pressure on them and trying to just tack on 1 or 2. And, again, with Wes on the mound, we know we don't have to go out there and put up a huge number. He's going to compete. He's going to give us a chance.
You talked about the path you took to get here. You also had the last man standing last year. Is there something that goes along with that these guys expected? They see number 8 next to their name, but they don't feel like they're the 8?
No, they don't. And we talked about that. We're happy to be here. Whatever edge we can play with, so be it. But we really don't need the edge, truly. It's hard to explain. And when people ask me, I know we sat in a meeting last year. I mainly worked with the pitchers and talked with the pitchers. And it was like, man, our goal as a coaching staff is to stay out of your way this week. And as a coach, the coaching staff this year is no different. These guys somehow know how to perform, relax with confidence in the biggest stage, and they've played their best baseball all year, the last 4 weeks, the last 11 games, when it's supposed to matter the most. And that's not from us, that's them. That's them playing with confidence and, belief that they've learned the last 2 years.
Wesley, can you talk about that jam in the 8th inning? Obviously you're at a bases loaded spot, and then you kind of bear down and get those last 2 guys striking out.
Yeah, I mean, kind of start off the inning pretty quick. Next, I look up and there's 2 runners on, but they're just trying to attack early, and they put some good swings on. And then when they got down to it, it's just staying focused and relaxed, just making my pitches, and it worked out. So.
I was going to say, it didn't seem like you got super emotional at any point in the game when I was watching you at the end of pitches. Am I missing? Are you hiding that? Am I missing it?
No, I mean, I try and keep it within I think I pitch the best when I'm the most relaxed. And I've been in situations like that before, so I know that I can get out of it. And so it's just about executing and not letting it, not letting the moment get too big. And just, putting everything into one pitch at a time.
We've got kind of the defensive backbone right here, right behind you too. Can I get either Brandon or O'Kelly to talk about what it's like playing behind him when he's going, especially when he's striking out 12 guys and giving you guys a bit of a break?
Yeah, I mean, when a guy's pitching his butt off, you want to do anything to back him up. I think we all have the mindset that any of the guys who are on that mound, we want to do anything we can for them. It's a little easier when a guy has 12 punches, but yeah, it's just about doing everything we can to back him up. We know he has our back on the mound, and it's just about going out there and fighting for him. So,
yeah. Was there anything to add?
I'll say just being able to, like, ditto to what he said. I mean, he's a great pitcher all on his own, so when we're out there helping him and getting extra outs and making plays, it's just less for the offense to work with, and that just creates a really tough matchup for the other offense.
Wesley, your coach talked about the run you're on right now. 35 last 36 innings, you've just been a bulldog. What's it been like? I mean, have you ever been locked in on any level like you've been locked in right now?
No, not at all. It's just, I don't know. I just look up and it's the 6th. I'm like, I got a shot to finish this game, and like that's, that's the goal. It's just to pitch as long as I can, and it just, happened that it's been a couple starts in a row where I'm able to pitch in the 8th and 9th.
When you're throwing 139 pitches, I think you had 132 pitches today, and you did limp down the stretch. I mean, you struck out 5 of the last 6 batters. Did you get stronger as the game went on?
Yeah, I definitely think my stuff got better as the game went on. And the 6th or the 7th inning in that jam, like I think just striking those 2 guys out, it really just kind of propelled me and just got my adrenaline going a little bit more. Taking my mind off of being tired and just pitching. So.
Can I ask you to be a little more specific about what kind of stuff is working better when you're tired, maybe?
I mean, today, like, the slider just got better at the end of the game. Yeah, that was pretty much it today.
Coach, have you ever seen anything like this before? I mean, a dominating stretch, 35 or 36 innings, where he's just punching people out.
He was close last year when we were in Cedar Rapids, with CG out there and then getting the last 5 outs in the championship series against Johns Hopkins. But, in contrast, he's talking about the 6th looking up and got a chance to finish the game. As a coaching staff, we're looking up in the first inning in the game. He starts, hey, I got a chance to finish the game. So it's a testament to him, the work. It's been a heavy workload the last 4 weeks for him, no doubt. But the work that he puts in and has put in for 5 years, prepares him. And the conversation and after the 7th and after the 8th, like he's earned that right to have that conversation and make that decision. We have complete trust in him, as to, hey, what do you got left? And he wanted the ball, and credit to Mike Solbach, our pitching coach. Mike's helped me the last 7 years, and he's taken over way more of a responsibility this year, pretty much calling every pitch, and I just try to chime in here and there. But they have a great working relationship, and it's been a whole heck of a lot of fun to watch. And again, we're just trying to stay out of Wes's way and enjoy it. Days like today, you feel more like a fan than a coach.
For O'Kelly and Brandon, you guys, of course, wrap around number 9, number 1, right? A big part of the offense today. What were you guys seeing that was working, that sort of thing? What were kind of pitches you were getting and hitting today?
I can take it.
All right.
I got you. I'd say most of the time everything starts with us. We want to stay disciplined, stay within our zone, and hit our pitches. And every time we have a conversation, he's always like, "Hey, just pass the baton. It starts with us. You do it, and then I'll do it." And we just try and keep our roles as simple as possible and make it easy for the guys behind us.
Yeah, I mean, the dude they had on the mound's really good. He's a really good pitcher. We knew that coming in, and I think OG gave us a really good game plan that we just had to compete, find any way on. It's really hard to, we put up 10 hits today, and on that pitching staff, it's pretty good. They have a lot of good arms, and it's just finding ways to get on. And then once we have guys on, just putting pressure on them anyway. Taking advantage of a couple mistakes, but it's just really competing up there and making them work. So
you talk about competing, Brandon. When you come into this game and you see that they're the 46-2 team, they're the ones who's the favorite. Is there a motivation that goes along with that? Say, hey, don't forget about us. We still have the banner.
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's no doubt. We don't really care about the seeding that much. We're here. And that's really all that matters. Whoever we face, we're ready to go. But there's no doubt that 8 next to our name gives us a little motivation. But they're a really good team. You have to be motivated at any team you play. This time of year, they're all going to be really good. But there's no doubt there's a little extra motivation behind it for sure.
Coach, can I ask just, getting a complete game performance today, how this helps set you up for the rest of the tournament pitching-wise?
Yeah, I guess it was our blueprint last year. We had 3 in a row last year. So, yeah, and that's a big part of the reason why we've kept advancing. When you can look up and get to day 2 and have a fresh bullpen. I mean, they got a couple guys hot, so a couple guys close, but to look up and those guys not having to throw one inning, going into game 2, like, that's huge. I think this run started with Wes's no-hitter 4 weeks ago, and we just kind of built off that. And our pitching staff, we've been ups and downs, a little inconsistent this year, but not the last 4 weeks. And I think a lot of that is just seeing what Wes does and trying to, maybe not top it. It'd be hard to do, but certainly build off that and take that same confidence out there, each guy that Wes takes out there.
Any more questions, anybody?
I have one just for any of you. How important is it to sort of stay even-keeled throughout this whole World Series? The obviously defending champions take down the number 1 seed today. Going into the rest of the weekend and the rest of the World Series, how important is it to sort of leave today in the past and focus on tomorrow and the next opponent to come?
I think it's really big. Obviously, the experience that we had last year, no doubt, is a big-time help to have that mindset. Bees talks about it a lot, the shower rule. Once you take that shower, you forget about what just happened, you move on to the next day. But it is I think, big-time help to have last year in our back pocket, help out the new guys for sure. But yeah, an even kill mindset, kind of like Wes talked about for him personally, but for us as a team, we play best when we're relaxed and kind of just, playing our game. And yeah, it's just one game at a time. It was a great win today against, really, really good team. It's definitely a big-time win to set us up, but we know we're not done yet. We came here for, 5 or 6 wins? That's just one, so.
Hits 278 on the season. McGuire, right-handed first-year man, kicks and deals. His ball's put in play. O'Kelly McWilliams on the move, on the dive and the grab. He actually stayed on his feet to make a running catch right at the shoestrings. O'Kelly McWilliams is hunting that ball again, and Lynchburg is hunting another national championship. This Vibes Train Express is rolling again. Make it 12.
We'll start with an opening statement from Coach and then open it up for questions.
Yeah, another tough game. We knew it was going to be a tough matchup with that young man on the mound. Again, incredibly talented player, hitter and pitcher. He had a great mix going early with that breaking ball. Did a great job mixing in the fastball. But again, I thought Coach Garcia and our hitters had a good plan, competitive, working hard to get on base, try to stay aggressive, move guys up. And we were able to capitalize on some situations. Big third inning, and then beyond that, we're just honestly playing for 1 run an inning, and if we can get more, then great. But how Nick was pitching again, another great start. It's kind of old hat with these guys at this point. Like we've seen it so many times, especially at this level. Like I mentioned yesterday, it's one good outing building on another, and I'm sure Nick took a lot of confidence away from what Wes did yesterday, and probably sat there and in his own way thought he could probably do a little bit better. So tip of the cap to Nick, great start. Almost finished it. Eddie almost caught that ball. That would have been pretty cool for another CG, but that was a huge outing. Gave us a great chance, and we're excited to be moving forward and a day off for sure.
Coach Dylan Feldovich, D3Baseball.com. You guys had a lot of success with the bat so far in this tournament. Obviously, scoring 7 in the first game and now scoring 6 in this. Can you kind of walk me through the process of going into the tournament and what your mentality was with helping out with the bats?
Yeah, I think our offense, quite frankly, is sometimes underestimated. I mean, there's times this year, where our offense carried us. Our regular season record, obviously not as good as last year. But I think just given what we've done in the postseason the last 2 years, everybody thinks pitching and defense with us. But our offense is pretty good. And they showed it the last 2 games. Not a lot of flash, but just a lot of confidence, competitive ABs, and then just trying to inflict a little bit of pressure. And again, today I thought it was just a good plan. We knew it was going to be tough. That young man is a great pitcher, great baseball player. And it was some tough ABs early. We were just able to crack them and just kind of put a little bit of pressure on them. Credit to the guys.
And then Quinn also too. Huge third inning, like we said before, and you were the one that knocked in 2 runs there. So walk me through your approach that kind of changed from the first inning into that inning as well, and helped you lead to that.
So that guy's entire, first time through the lineup, he was really relying heavily on that off speed. So as Coach Beasley came in and said, he's like, hey, there's going to be some point in time where we need to start sitting off speed. And so I kind of internalized that, assumed that, he got me out the off speed the first time around, that I was going to get it first pitch. And I got it first pitch and was ready for it.
Pat Coleman, D3Baseball.com. But so did you just want to call Coach Beasley the Bees for the team that's named the Hornets? Is that right?
Well, I'm not sure I'm supposed to share this, but he hates being called Coach. So we call him Bees.
All right. Appreciate that. Thank you. For Nick, you came off the field looking dejected, looking down. For a guy who, entered the 9th with a 3-hit shutout, right? I know you really wanted to finish that game. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, it's exactly like you said. I just really wanted to finish that game. I wasn't upset with how I pitched. It's just that 1 out away and being so close, it really, stunk that I couldn't finish it.
What was working for you today?
I think all my pitches, like my fastball, my slider, my curveball, I had really good command of them, especially early on in the counts. I was able to get ahead with them, and I think I was able to keep them off balance with each one.
Gavin, this is Jim Dixon with D3Base.com. Gavin, you're part of a pretty good infield. Talk about the pride that the Hornets take in their infield play, particularly.
We've known for the last 2 years that we're pretty strong defensively. We take a lot of reps, and we trust each other every single day to roll the double plays, to go make the plays that not a lot of other teams can make. So just walking around with that swagger and that confidence just helps us out a lot.
Nick, what's it like to have that, obviously, pitch in front of that, having that behind you is a big deal?
Oh, it definitely makes it a lot easier. Like knowing that guys behind me are going to make plays for me. It just takes some weight off my shoulders.
Any other questions?
And what do you guys do with your day off?
We're going to enjoy it. I definitely want to give a shout out to our supporters today, man. It was, we had a great crowd last year at Cedar Rapids, a little bit closer to home today. You feel it. You definitely feel it. And I think it's a huge advantage for us, not only to have our entire roster here. We're incredibly fortunate to have that, and the guys bring in the energy in the stands. And I think we got a little shout out last year for that, some articles, and but also parents, alums, former players. Avery Neves, who had a monster year for the College of Charleston this year, was in the stands, and that's a pretty cool thing. So definitely want to just thank everybody that was here, and thank everybody that wasn't here but's following us back home. It's a huge advantage for our players, and our players feel it. They feel that energy, and I think they try to, elevate their level to match that energy that's in the stands. So definitely want to thank everybody for coming out.
Hello again, baseball fans and One Nation. It's Kyle Hoehne hanging out with you on a Monday afternoon, early evening. We started this thing with the brunch and baseball session, a 10 p.m. first pitch between Lynchburg and Misericordia. And Misericordia, the Cougars get a 3-2 victory in that one. So now we are getting set for the if necessary game. It has become necessary. It will be an elimination game for both squads. We'll step aside here. And I will point out again, it is a scheduled 5:35 first pitch. 5:35 first pitch. So we'll hang out for another 5 or 10 minutes, try to get our starting lineups all in order, figure out some other what-have-yous, and then we'll set the stage for what's going to be Game 3 in the last 3 days between Misericordia and Lynchburg. It'll be Lynchburg's chance to continue this dream postseason run. Lynchburg's chance to keep the Vibes train on the track, and you win this one, you get at least 2 more games. You'll get yourself in that championship series against an opponent to be determined. That starts on Wednesday, and Lynchburg, of course, is the defending national champions, 2023 D3 national champs, the Lynchburg Hornets. They would like to continue this title defense for at least a few more days. We'll see how it all shakes out here in just a bit, but we'll step aside for a moment, catch our breath, and then bring it back with a few more details, the starting lineups, and then the first pitch is right around the corner. You will hear all the action live on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Our game today is brought to you by Chenega MIOS. Visit MIOScareers.com to learn more. MIOScareers.com. NCAA Division III National Championship Baseball on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network is brought to you by Chiniga MIOS. Hello again, Hornets fans and baseball lovers everywhere. My name is Kyle Hoehne. So excited to be hanging out with you again at Classic Park, East Lake, Ohio. Breakfast and baseball earlier, brunch and baseball, and now it's an evening affair as our first pitch is scheduled for 5:35. So we thought we'd come on and chat a little bit more and tell you more about these two ball clubs and how we've gotten to this point. Lynchburg won game one of the tournament. It was game two in the tournament's entirety on Friday against Endicott. Endicott, the number one team in the country. Lynchburg takes down the Gulls 7-2. Fast forward to Saturday, 1:15. Lynchburg beat this Misericordia Cougar squad 6-2. A hard-fought game, a well-played game by both sides. Lynchburg comes out the victor in that one. Lynchburg gets a day off yesterday. Misericordia has to go to that loser's bracket. They end up beating Endicott 12-4. So indications were that the Cougars' offense was going to heat up. 10 a.m. this morning, Lynchburg actually struck first. Both teams were scoreless in innings 1 and 2. Lynchburg put up 2 runs in the bottom of the third inning. Those were all with 2 outs as well. A single from Brandon Garcia got the party started, and then Lynchburg was off and running at that point. They end up putting together a really good quality inning, and really, it was a Lynchburg team that we know they can score big. We know they can score early. They can score often. But that was just so exciting to see that come alive there in the second inning, bottom of the third inning, rather, with the 2 runs. Misericordia answered with 1 run in the fourth. Both teams put up zeros in 5, 6, and 7. And then the top of the 8th inning happens. You get some controversy sandwiched around that. Lynchburg thought they were going to add an additional run and make it 3-1 at one point with a Josh Jorman squeeze bunt that was executed. Ben Jones scored. They ruled that Jorman was out of the running lane at first. That is reviewable. We'll get to another review here in just a second. But upon review, Josh Jorman was called out. Runners were sent back. Lynchburg ends up stranding the runners when Gavin Collins struck out after that at bat. So Misericordia gets 1 in the 8th. They get another run in the 9th that gave them the lead. That was on a play at home. It was actually a deflection on a Ben Jones dive, went into Brandon Garcia's hands. He threw home. Throw was slightly off target. Sean Pokerock reached to make a grab and then reached to make a tag. Missed the runner. Runner then was able to scramble and touch home plate before Pokey got him the second time around. And Lynchburg thought that the base runner was out of the baseline. But that play, it turns out, is not reviewable. The umpire can just call it on his own. He can just see it, and generally that's how it happens. But in this case, the umpire ruled that the runner was within his rights to veer wide there and get around Sean Pokerock. I mean, the rule is you get 3 feet to either side, and base running is interesting too because you actually set your own base line on a play like that. So when the runner's rounding third, he's going to be coming from sort of a wide angle anyway. So there's a lot going on there for sure, and probably hard to sum up over the radio. It ended up being high drama in the 9th inning, though, as Ben Jones slapped another double. Ben Jones, by the way, had 4 hits to lead the Lynchburg offensive attack. Ben Jones got to second with a double. Quentin Madden was on board as well, but Lynchburg couldn't get him in. Sean Pokerock struck out, and then Riley O'Donovan grounded out to end the ball game. Lynchburg loses that one 3-2. First time Lynchburg has tasted defeat in this postseason run. And we'll see now how the Hornets respond. We haven't had to talk about how does Lynchburg respond to a loss in such a long time, that this is kind of a foreign situation for the Hornets here. I still think the confidence is very high. I think confidence swinging the bat should be high. I had Lynchburg for 14 hits in the game earlier today against Misericordia. I think Lynchburg's just taken some phenomenal swings. They had a lot of hard outs as well. And Ben Jones, again, did lead the team with 4 hits, 2 doubles. Did get thrown out trying to stretch one of those doubles into a triple. Benny Bombs walked as well. Quinn Madden had a multi-hit game. Eddie Gimble had a multi-hit game. O'Kelly McWilliams continues his good tournament here in East Lake. And what about Eric Hyatt? He was 3 for 3 with 2 doubles. Hyatt is on a tear. He'll be in the starting lineup today as the designated hitter, and I shouldn't say today because we've already played one game today, but Eric Hyatt will be in there this game as the designated hitter. This is game 3 between these two squads. This is game 13 in the tournament, and it is the if necessary game. It is an elimination game for all the marbles, at least up to this moment anyway. You'll have to put the marbles on the line again if you make it to that championship series, and that's what Lynchburg is hoping for. You hope because Misericordia has had to play an extra game in the tournament. That gives you the slight advantage. This will be game 4 in the tournament for Lynchburg. It will be game 5 in the tournament for Misericordia. Their starting lineup, the batting order is the same. They will start a lefty on the mound, Max Oliver. We'll discuss him more when he gets to the mound to face the Lynchburg Hornets batting order, which will go like this, slightly different here in game 2 of the day. Brandon Garcia leads off and plays shortstop. Ben Jones batting second, playing second. Quinn Madden is in right field. All that is the same. It will be Riley O'Donovan doing the catching here in game 2 of the day. That has been according to plan all season. O'Donovan catches either the second game of a series or the second game of the day, and that's what we have going on right now. Sean Pokerock started Friday and this morning, so it's Riley O'Donovan starting Saturday and then again right now. Eric Hyatt is batting 5th again, but as the designated hitter, not playing first base. Gavin Collins at 3rd. Your first baseman for this game will be senior Ryan Long. His last at bat was on April 24th against Mary Washington. More about Ryan Long in just a bit. Eddie Gimble playing left field and batting 8th again. O'Kelly McWilliams hitting 9th and playing center field. Misericordia lineup is unchanged from last game. McElhaney, Regine, Bollinger, Marinac, Commons, San Filippo, Van Horn, Bunn, and Cordner. They are coached by Pete Egbert in his 17th season. Misericordia is 41-11 this year. They are 12-1 in postseason play. The only one blemish was Lynchburg on Saturday. Misericordia is now 2-0 in elimination games this postseason. They beat Endicott yesterday with their season on the line. They ended Endicott's season and then stayed alive here in the earlier game this morning against Lynchburg. So 2-0 in elimination games for Misericordia. Lynchburg is 38-15 this year. They've now won 12 of 13. It is a slight one-game losing streak at the moment. Lynchburg has won 16 of their last 19, and Lynchburg has yet to play in an elimination game. They have not faced elimination this season. They are facing it right now. They were 4-0 in such games last year in their 2023 National Championship campaign. Undefeated 4-0 in elimination games last year. This season, Lynchburg is now 4-1 in closeout opportunities. That would be when you have a chance to eliminate another ball club and end their season. So we have that for both teams again. We have Lynchburg in the red tops again, white pants, black hat with the red bill. Misericordia is in their same uniform that they wore this morning as well. Blue top with gray sleeves and edging, a gray number with a white outline. Cream white pants for Misericordia. They are from northeastern Pennsylvania. University of Lynchburg, of course, in central Virginia, the Hill City. We know Hornets fans are buzzing all around the Hive on Lakeside Drive and everywhere. We're so glad you are checking us out. We are about to get underway here for the if necessary game. Game 2 of the day for these squads. Game 13 of the tournament. Got another one of these later on. Wisconsin Whitewater and Salve Regina will settle things in an if necessary game. Same situation there. Salve won on Saturday to put themselves in the driver's seat. Wisconsin Whitewater took the victory earlier this afternoon to set up the if necessary game. Logan Tappan is your starter for Lynchburg. He enters with a 1-1 record. This is start number 3, appearance number 19, 3.48 earned run average. He'll operate from the windup, fire in a pitch that is low. And we are in progress now from Classic Park in East Lake, Ohio, just outside Cleveland. Top of the first, leadoff man is Garrett McElhaney. He'll show the bunt, pull it back. It's another ball that came in just south of the strike zone. Lynchburg had some issues with the strike zone late in the game as well. Mason McDowell faced one hitter, ended up hitting Connor Marinac, but Thought he struck him out a couple times. That's baseball, though. I don't think Lynchburg coaching staff really held on to that very long. But I do think sometimes players will use certain things as motivation. If you feel like you got slighted, if you feel like the umps are against you, whatever you need to get yourself pumped up and ready. Here's one shot to Gavin Collins. Slight fumble, but he'll pick it up in time. Ryan Long had to snatch a high throw, tried to come down and tag McElhaney, and he could not do it. Leadoff man is on board after a hot shot to Gavin Collins. I think the fact that he bobbled it made Gavin Collins rush just a little bit, and then it was a high throw over to first base. There is a strong low-angle sun shining on the scoreboard, so it's hard to see whether that's been called a hit or an error, but I'll keep an eye on it. Runner on first is Garrett McElhaney. Good speed. This man, Jack Regine, has sacrificed bunted a lot when McElhaney's gotten on. Called strike one, outer third on a fastball there for Logan Tapman. Tapman's a sophomore from Berlin, Maryland. He's been great all season long, and he's been good in the postseason as well. Logan Tapman now 41 1/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 16 earned runs in that span. 32 strikeouts to just 20 walks for Logan Tapman. He is a tall, right-handed, hard-throwing sophomore. He can get that fastball in the low 90s and will. We saw that in the ODAC tournament. We saw it when he took the ball at Case Western Reserve for a start in what was Lynchburg's third game in that regional competition. Hornets won that one, obviously. They won the Super Regional. That's why they're here. Lynchburg 2-1 so far in East Lake. Tapman fires the 0-1. Sacrifice bunt. Straight back to Tapman. He's just barely off the dirt, fielding on the grass and throwing to first to retire Jack Regine there. And another successful sac bunt for the center fielder from Misericordia. Here comes Brock Bollinger. Catcher is 1 for 7 against Lynchburg in 2 games so far. Bollinger is the 3-hole hitter, swinging it at a .352 clip. 63 hits on the season. He's driven in 49. Those numbers up to date from the action earlier today. Tapman looks at the runner at second. That's McElhaney. Good speed. Bollinger wants the first, lifting it into shallow center field. Ben Jones will station himself under that ball and make the grab for out number 2 of the inning. So we got 2 outs, and we have a runner on second. McElhaney will be a threat to run anytime, including with 2 outs here. The old adage is you don't make the third out at third base, but McElhaney and his speed, it is a difference maker. You have to always keep an eye on him. Shift is on for Connor Marionak. Lynchburg has 3 on the left side of second base. Ryan Long pulled well off the bag at first. Swings it to first, and the positioning is perfect. Great job to execute the scouting report there. First pitch swung on and bounced right over second base, but that's where Ben Jones was set up. Great coaching there by Lynchburg, and you get a little bit of luck involved too, as Lynchburg will freeze the runner at second. McElhaney on, but he is stranded and will move to the bottom of the first inning. We'll run down the Lynchburg lineup for you again and tell you more about the Misericordia starter. It's lefty Max Oliver. All that and more when we return. It's NCAA Division III National Championship Baseball on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network, brought to you by Chiniga MIOS. Bottom 1 in the if necessary game. Leadoff man Garrett McElhaney did reach for Misericordia, but stranded at second base. He was bunted there by Jack Regine. It was ruled an error, so it Gavin Collins with his second error of the tournament. A little bit of a hard luck error there. And it ends up not burning the Lynchburg Hornets. Batting order for Lynchburg: Brandon Garcia, Ben Jones, Quinn Madden, Riley O'Donovan, Eric Hyatt, Gavin Collins, Ryan Long, Eddie Gimble, and O'Kelly McWilliams. They'll face Max Oliver. Start number 5 for Oliver. Just appearance number 8, though. He's 1-1 this season. 5.62 earned run average. 18 strikeouts to 13 walks. Batters hitting over 308 against Max Oliver. He is a left-handed junior for Misericordia. 0-1 count on Brandon Garcia. Garcia likes the second on the ground to the second baseman. He'll flip across to retire Brandon Garcia for the first out on Lynchburg's offensive end. Yeah, Lynchburg stranded 12 in game 1, 7 in scoring position. So you don't love that number, but I always say more runners left on means you're swinging the bat pretty good and you're finding ways to get on. I had Lynchburg for 14 hits, and I think they're just taking some really good swings. If that keeps up, Lynchburg should be in good shape because, again, the Misericordia staff probably slightly more depleted than Lynchburg's after having to play an extra ball game. 1-0 count. Now it's even up at 1 ball and 1 strike as Ben Jones took a sniff of an outside fastball but would not bite. Corner is in at third base. Ben Jones swings at this one, floated into shallow right field. Long run for Garrett McElhaney. He'll make the grab. So Ben Jones was 4 for 4 with a walk in the earlier game today, but his hot streak will be put at least on hold for the moment as Quinn Madden will step in. Quinn Madden's got 4 hits in 2 games against Misericordia. He is feasting on Cougars pitching at the moment. Got a walk in there as well, 4 for 8. Quinn Madden will study an outside fastball, and it's called strike 1. Quinn Madden is a junior transfer. He is the team leader in RBI, 67 runners driven in this season. Team leader in homers and doubles. That's not a homer, but it's just a peppered single. He punches that one right into center field for Lynchburg's first base runner of this game. And I think you just, again, have indications that this hit parade will continue. It won't be easy. Misericordia is a talented, talented team. They're well coached. They are disciplined. They have all those things you look for in a quality squad. They have been to NCAA regional play 12 out of the last 13 years. And they were in Cedar Rapids last season, just like Lynchburg. Riley O'Donovan wants the first, shoots it right by the pitcher. He scrambled Oliver. It did not hit the pitcher, Max Oliver, but he had to dodge to get out of the way of that one. Fancy footwork, or he was going to wear that ball in the ankle. Back-to-back base hits for Lynchburg. Back-to-back pitches, by the way. Riley O'Donovan just jumping on the first pitch fastball. He was on it. Eric Hyatt's been on it. Hyatt in this tournament, 6 for 9 with 4 doubles. Yeah, you heard that right. 6 for 9 with 4 doubles in 3 games here in Eastlake. Hyatt was a hero last year. He could clock in right here. Do some hero stuff early. Bottom of the first inning, 2 on. Lynchburg has Quinn Madden at second, Riley O'Donovan at first. 0-1 count was a breaking ball. First pitch to Eric Hyatt. Oliver, lefty, checks the runner. Here comes the 0-1. This ball's down and in. Good stop and save by Brock Bollinger. Bollinger's caught every game I've seen for Misericordia. If they've gone to another backstop, I didn't notice it. And he's been quality back there. 1-1 for junior Eric Hyatt, Woodbridge, Virginia. Defense straight away. Hyatt swings on this and fouls it into the Misericordia dugout. That's the third base side again. Lynchburg's on the first base side as the home team again. There was a coin flip. Lynchburg undefeated in the coin flips to determine the home team. You do have the option of still being the visitor if you win the coin flip, but pretty much every coach is going to take the home option. 2-strike delivery coming up to Eric Hyatt. He'll wait on it. Spray this one foul the other direction over the concourse on the right side. Good crowd here. A lot of Lynchburg fans have stuck around. Got a grouping of fans that has seen every game. Had some fans that were able to be here for Friday and Saturday. Then they had to get back for work commitments and other things today. We might even have more later on as this week goes on. Half swing from Eric Hyatt. He held up. Misericordia appealed down to the first base umpire, and Hyatt did not go. Competitive pitch there. from Max Oliver. The junior has made 4 starts up to this point. 24 innings of work. He's set. Looking down the barrel here at Eric Hyatt. That one's inside and a called strike 3. Hyatt can't believe it. Lynchburg does get 2 on, back-to-back base hits from Quinn Madden and Riley O'Donovan, but they're left stranded. And we're through 1 complete here in the if necessary game. It's Misericordia and Lynchburg. Winner advances to the National Championship Series. You're hearing it on LHSN, the audio cast brought to you by Chiniga, MIOS. If you factor in today's earlier result, Lynchburg is now 10-5 in one-run games. Misericordia goes to 10-6 in one-run games. And always fun to just look at all the different numbers, and there are so many in baseball. It is a numbers game. You can overstat for sure. We are in the top of the second inning, getting set to start the top of the second inning. Joe Commons, the left fielder, steps in. He's a grad student. He's got 3 hits against Lynchburg in the 2 games. Swings at the first one. Logan Tapman is ready for it. Defense on display there for the sophomore pitcher as he snatches a ball that was destined for the outfield and throws it over to first base. So interesting trend right here. Commons swung at the first pitch, put it in play. Connor Marionak did the same thing to end the inning. Brock Bollinger swung at the first pitch and popped out. 3 outs in 3 pitches for Logan Tapman. That tells you about the aggressiveness of this Misericordia team. There's a fastball that was close, but just south of the zone. 1-0 count to Jason Sanfilippo. He's got 1 hit in the 2 games against Lynchburg. He's been hit once and walked once. He's a grad student as well. Cougars are one of those teams that has the mix of young and old. 3 fifth years in the starting lineup. There are 4 juniors and 2 freshmen. Lynchburg has that same mix going on, and I love the fact that Ryan Long's getting a start at first base. Season on the line, careers on the line. Why not go to a senior over there? I think it's a really great idea. Hyatt stays in as the designated hitter, and this gives you the option of bringing Josh Jorman out of the bullpen to pitch a little bit more easily. I think that's part of the design there for Coach Travis Beasley and his coaching staff. 3-0 count. Sanfilippo hadn't swung the bat yet. Those great teams, they have some balance. You have guys that go after the first pitch, then you mix in a patient guy. That can make it really tough on the pitching staff. The pitch callers, 3-1 to Sanfilippo is also a strike. Still hasn't swung the bat yet after seeing 5 pitches, 3 straight balls, now 2 straight strikes. Tapman goes to the rosin bag behind the mound. Now he's back on the rubber. Defense straight away for Lynchburg. Normal depth in the outfield. Here comes payoff. Breaking ball. Tapman got him looking. He peeled off a nasty curveball. I think it had been all fastballs in the at-bat to Sanfilippo, so in his defense, he hadn't seen the shape of that. And boy, when Logan Tapman rips off one like that, I'm not sure having more information is going to matter. That was nasty. And that is a compliment if you're not aware of that, baseball fans. Logan Tapman's got 2 outs now in the top of the second inning. Andrew Van Horn, the designated hitter, steps in. Left-handed swinger. First saw this guy come off the bench and get 2 hits against Lynchburg on Saturday. He's been in the starting lineup since then. He has 5 hits in the tournament. He's 4 for 6 against the Lynchburg Hornets. Andrew Van Horn, freshman DH. Watch Tapman just hold on to a fastball. It bounced well in front of the plate. Here comes the 1-0. Van Horn likes this one. Ben Jones will gobble up a 3-hopper. Strike over to first base, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Logan Tapman in the Lynchburg defense. Hornets come to swing it again here in the bottom of the second inning. It's a 0-0 ball game. Elimination time between the Cougars and the Hornets. You're hearing it live on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network, brought to you by Chiniga MIOS. It's Kyle Hoehne on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. And we're getting set for the bottom of the second inning here at Classic Park, East Lake, Ohio. Minor league facility, home to the Lake County Captains. And it looks like you'd imagine a minor league park to look. Spacious seating. I think it's 7,000 plus capacity. This ballpark was built in 2003. It's 330 down the left and right field lines, 400 to straightaway center. And it's hard to find a number for the power alleys, the gaps, left and center gaps, but what we've been told is they're anywhere between 360 and 370 feet away. 0-1 count on Gavin Collins. He'll swing at a low pitch, and now it's no balls and 2 strikes on Gavin Collins. The senior was 2 for 3 Saturday against Misericordia, 0 for 4 earlier today. Here comes the 0-2. Up and away. Ryan Long on deck. And I just love this move from Lynchburg. Ryan Long doesn't have an at-bat in over a month. Gavin Collins will spin on one and pound it through the hole. Leadoff man is aboard for Lynchburg. That's Gavin Collins with a base knock. Believe that's career hit number 201 for Gavin Collins, 201 in his career. And up steps Ryan Long. April 24th against Mary Washington, a pinch hit at bat. That's the last time Ryan Long has been in the batter's box. Long is a senior, another Tidewater, Virginia Beach area guy. See if a sacrifice bunt might be on here with Gavin Collins leading off at first. The pitch, Long likes the first one, drills it to center field. Looks like Regine's got a play on it. Yes, he'll actually get behind it, step into it for the first out of the inning. So more details on Ryan Long's outstanding career. We'll have to wait just a bit. There's one out and one on with Eddie Gimble, senior left fielder. Number 20, Eddie Gimble, is 3 for 7 total against Misericordia, including 2 hits earlier today. One was a bunt single that Eddie was initially called out on, but Lynchburg used a coach's challenge. It was successful. Call was overturned. Gimble swings at the first pitch. Power to right field, but Garrett McElhaney will make the catch one step onto the warning track. Boy, Eddie Gimble hit that ball well. Back-to-back first pitch hacks for Lynchburg. They seem to be sitting on green. Lynchburg's in attack mode. And we'll note that ball was hit hard from Eddie Gimble. I'll tell you, Gimble, one of the times he got out last game, he stung the ball, and the first baseman made a good grab on a line drive. But Gimble looks like he's in a good spot. He appears to be seeing it well. Here's O'Kelly McWilliams, fifth-year man, transfer from Wofford. Did he get hit? He did get hit. That ball just grazed the jersey. Max Oliver kind of got the hands up and out in disbelief. He's also just asking for the baseball back. 2 on now with 2 outs. As O'Kelly McWilliams only got to see one pitch before he got bopped. And it will bring up Brandon Garcia. Garcia grounded out to the second baseman in his first at bat. Brandon Garcia is now 1 for 10 total against Misericordia. It was a great start to the tournament on Friday for Hollywood against Endicott. 2 hits, drove in 3. Actually, we thought he should have had another hit and RBI, but the play was ruled an error. Here comes the first pitch to sophomore Brandon Garcia. Breaking ball, outer half, strike 1. Gavin Collins at second, runs well. O'Kelly McWilliams leading off at first. He has the plus speed. The 0-1 on the way to Brandon Garcia, low and away. And it's a even 1-ball, 1-strike count. Ben Jones waiting on deck now for Lynchburg. Misericordia is going to send up 8-9-1 in their half of the third inning. We're in the bottom of the second right now. 0-0 ball game. And it is an elimination game. Here's the 1-1. Garcia swipes at this. It's floated foul. Long run for the third baseman. Owen Cordner is going to make a sliding grab on the warning track. Feet actually banged into the boundary wall there, and that's the final out of the second inning. So Lynchburg, just like the first, they get 2 runners on, but it's 2 runners left stranded. We are still scoreless through 2 complete here at Classic Park in East Lake, Ohio. NCAA Division III National Championship Baseball on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Set for the top of the third in Northeast Ohio. A win or go home game, survive and advance game, as Lynchburg looking to book a spot in the championship series, which begins Wednesday. Loser of this game can say they had a great season and a great post-game run, but it will come to a close here for whoever is not victorious. Logan Tapman looks sharp on the mound for Lynchburg. 1 base runner, that was on an error. There's a first pitch fastball. Really seemed to lock up Gabe Bunn, the second baseman for Misericordia. No balls, 1 strike. Lynchburg's offense is off to a great start to me. 3 hits, still no runs. And Lynchburg has stranded 4, 2 of those in scoring position, and it's a pair each inning. If you missed game 1, Lynchburg banged out 14 hits, but they did leave 12 stranded. 12 runners left on for Lynchburg. The 1-1 from Logan Tapman is just off the outside edge, and now it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Gabe Bunn, hit into a couple double plays in game 1. Those double plays for Lynchburg were really a big part of the story when the Hornets had the 2-1 lead. But then once you give that up and you got to try to come back, all of a sudden the double plays don't seem as meaningful, even though at the time, very impactful, very important. Lynchburg will have 2, 3, 4 coming up in their half of the third. That's Jones, Madden, and O'Donovan. Logan Tapman will work from the windup. A 2-2. Caught a piece of the bat. It was a check swing from Gabe Bunn. He actually, I think, was trying to hold up. But that ball from Tapman had such movement, such run, such ride back in to the right-handed hitter Gabe Bunn that it actually ended up bouncing off the metal. But just a foul ball. We'll try it again at 2-2 with nobody out, nobody on. To begin the top of the third inning, Gabe Bunn is the 8-hole hitter for Misericordia. The junior keeps the hands low. Check swing again, more of a quarter type of a swing that time at a high heater. It's a ball, and now the count is full at 3-2. 3 Cougar players swung and put the first pitch in play for outs. Andrew Van Horn, the last batter for Misericordia, he bounced the second pitch in play to Ben Jones. Here comes full count delivery from Tapman. This is fouled away. So this is a good long at bat here from Gabe Bunn. Back to that balance. I love that. A lot of teams will operate with just an overall team concept. Everybody's aggressive or everybody's patient. I think those great teams do a little bit of everything. They've got some guys that can do both. That ball hit Bunn in the front shoulder. That one got away from Logan Tapman. So that good long at bat by Gabe Bunn paid off. That's why you work those long counts and foul some balls off. That's a hit by pitch. Bunn's going to get a once-over from the Misericordia first base coach and the umpire. And I think Bunn threw up the thumbs up. Signs being delivered now by the third base coach. Owen Cordner's the 9-hole freshman playing third base for Misericordia. Made a good sliding grab to retire Brandon Garcia on a foul ball in the second inning. We're in the top of the third now. Tapman will make a throw over to first base to keep an eye on Gabe Bunn. Gabe Bunn on the season, 9 for 10 stolen bases. Misericordia swiped over 140 as a team. Astronomical number. They steal bases at an 84% success rate. Longer hold from Tapman. Sacrifice bunt set up from Cordner. He pulls back, but it's an upper left quadrant called strike. Upper left from Logan Tapman's perspective out there on the mound. Corners are in for Lynchburg. First baseman Ryan Long holding on the runner. That's Gabe Bunn, who was hit by a pitch. 2 base runners so far for the Cougars. 1 error, 1 hit by pitch. Tapman looks down the barrel there. He'll toss. Push to the right side. Logan Tapman will field. Throw was slightly off target, but a nice job by Ryan Long to stay athletic, handle a throw that pulled him into foul territory, and keep the foot anchored to the bag for the first out of the inning. Another sack bunt for Misericordia. That is their team game plan. I said in the first game it was bunt, bunt, bunt some more, bunt in parentheses, base hit bunt, sacrifice bunt, bunt with 2 strikes like Garrett McElhaney did. The squeeze bunts are all in play for Misericordia as well. Here is that man, Garrett McElhaney. Reached on Gavin Collins' error in his first at bat. He's got 3 hits against Lynchburg. Logan Tapman will go with the inside move and toss to second base to keep Gabe Bunn closer. It's a runner on second in a 0-0 ball game. 1 out in the top of the third. Tapman holding, still looking at the runner. Now he'll lift the leg and fire to McElhaney, who swings the bat and fouls this ball over his own dugout. 0-1, 1 out. Cougars have got 41 wins this season. Lynchburg 38. Lynchburg last year was 48-8, and they were 15-3 in an 18-game postseason. Right now, Lynchburg is 12-1 in the postseason. Ball 1, as Logan Tapman was wide out of the hand. That was never close. Jack Regine, the center fielder, is on deck. He's got 1 hit in 2 games versus Lynchburg so far. Did have a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. McElhaney very late on a fastball. I think Logan Tapman's got that life. You're seeing that from a lot of these foul balls, a lot of the swings. You can just tell. And then also, you know, the eye test, just seeing the ball come out of a guy's hand can tell you a lot as well. Just kind of get used to seeing that as a baseball fan. Different angles can play tricks on you, but you can tell Logan Tapman's got some velo today. The 1-2 is in the dirt. Good stop by Riley O'Donovan to keep it in front. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Misericordia leadoff hitter. Garrett McElhaney comes into this game hitting .384. He started all 52 contests for the Cougars. He's a do-it-all man, a Swiss Army knife, and a really, really fun player to watch. Not so much fun to play against. This ball's off the end of the bat. It's going to sneak over Ben Jones' head. Quinn Madden coming on. Madden will throw home. Cut off by Ryan Long because the runner held at third. Quality defense there from Lynchburg on what you can call a pretty good piece of hitting from Garrett McElhaney. It's actually the first hit of the ball game for Misericordia. So the no-hitter's gone for Logan Tapman. It's runners at first and third with 1 out. As a pitcher, you're still telling yourself, hey, I'm just 1 pitch away. Brandon Garcia, the shortstop for Lynchburg, will walk to the mound and tell his sophomore colleague, Logan Tapman, probably something similar. Get us a ground ball right here. We'll turn it for you. Lynchburg had 2 double plays in the first meeting between these 2 squads, or the first game today. Actually, not the first meeting. These ball clubs, of course, played on Saturday. Lynchburg got the win 6-2. Misericordia returned the favor 3-2 earlier today. Jack Regine steps in. He'll bunt. Squeeze bunt is on. O'Donovan will come out, pick it up and field, throw to first. Lynchburg gets the out there. 2 down in the inning, but Misericordia takes the first lead of the ball game. 1-0. Cougars on top. McElhaney advances to second. That's back to Misericordia's game plan. That's what they want to do. That's the thing they're talking about in all those fall practices. That's the stuff they've got up on the wall in the locker room. We're going to bunt. We're going to do it this way. We're going to be good at it. We're going to force teams to field bunts. Lynchburg did it there, but when you have the runner in motion from third on the squeeze play, you're just rarely going to have a chance at home unless it's just a very bad bunt, a high-velocity bunt right back at the pitcher. It's about the only chance you have on those. 1-0 to Regine. They've got him played to pull, although not as extremely as they play Connor Marianac to pull. They're both right-handed hitters. And now the count is 2 balls and no strikes as Tapman was low on an off-speed offering. The pitch, runner going. Not a great break from McElhaney. O'Donovan's throw is on target, and Lynchburg will get him at third. Nice little snap tag by Gavin Collins. McElhaney runs well. That's the 4th time he's been caught this season. Riley O'Donovan with a nice throw to get him. And that's how the top of the third will end. Misericordia does get their first lead of the ball game. Cougars on top 1-0. Moving to the bottom of the third, it's Jones, Madden, and O'Donovan due up for Lynchburg in their half. The Lynchburg Hornet Sports Network is proud to bring you NCAA Division III National Championship Baseball, brought to you by Chiniga MIOS. Find your future career at MIOScareers.com. MIOScareers.com. We're in East Lake, Ohio, Northeast Ohio. And we're getting ready for the bottom of the third inning. Ben Jones will lead it off for Lynchburg. Benny Bombs had 2 really interesting doubles in the game earlier today. One was a double he tried to stretch into a triple, so that's kind of noteworthy. Doesn't happen very often. Ben Jones will watch this one go high and wide. 1-0 count for the sophomore from Durham, North Carolina. His other double was a ball that I thought McElhaney was going to catch in right field, but some combination of the sun, wind, and the center fielder, Jack Regine, coming on to back him up bothered McElhaney enough that he missed the ball. It bounced on the warning track and then went over for a ground rule double. Ben Jones likes the 1-1, pumps it into center field, but Regine is going to get on his bike to haul that one in. It's a ball that Ben Jones hit well, but it's an out. 1 down in the bottom of the third. Lynchburg trailing by 1. Hornets have hit a couple balls hard for outs. That one there. Eddie Gimbels comes to mind. Lynchburg has 3 hits. They've left 4 on, 2 in scoring position. This man, Quinn Madden, is 1 for 1 with a first inning single. Ball 1 on a fastball. Quinn Madden always in attack mode, always ready. Always fun to watch, too. Quinn Madden hits this ball hard, blistering it at the second baseman, down on one knee to make the catch is Gabe Bunn. Change-up toss over to first base, had an arc on it, but more than enough time to get Quinn Madden. He just hit that ball so hard, he was barely out of the batter's box when the second baseman, Gabe Bunn, fielded it. So knock it down or chart it as 2 hard-hit balls in the inning, but they have both turned into outs for Lynchburg. Riley O'Donovan in the right-handed batter's box with the hands up high. Nobody on, 2 outs. O'Donovan sets up in that back inside corner of the batter's box. He'll get hit from time to time. Riley O'Donovan in his career has just played in so many massive games. Ryan Long as well. And I'm thinking back to when those guys were freshmen and sophomore, and Lynchburg was making those NCAA regional runs, conference tournament runs. There's a lot of pressure in there as well. O'Donovan's going to be hitting with a 1-2 count here in a minute as he taps that one foul. But I like that they're in the lineup here with the season on the line. And outside of any playoff experience. They're just good players in their own right. The 1-2 from Oliver off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. O'Donovan this season comes into the game hitting .317. This is start number 29. He's got 5 homers and 7 doubles. The 2-2. Fouled to the right side by Riley O'Donovan. He was really on the way out of the batter's box there. You don't see that from Riley much. Normally he'll take the swing and then kind of recoil on the back foot, but that time he hit it. He was already started about a third of the way down the first baseline. I don't know if he thought it was going to be fair somehow or what. Another 2-2 from Oliver. Inside and low. Full count. Eric Hyatt waits on deck. Hyatt's got 6 hits in this tournament so far. He's reached base in 16 consecutive ball games. Junior Eric Hyatt. Senior Riley O'Donovan was 1 for 4 Saturday against Misericordia. The pitch, he'll foul another one away. There's another long, healthy at bat right here. This is what you like to see. More information on the pitcher, Max Oliver. Make him work. Junior has a new baseball. He's ready to go. Defense is straight away. Slightly deeper on Riley O'Donovan. Makes sense. They've done their homework. Here comes the payoff. Ball 4. Nice at bat from Riley O'Donovan. And that will be base runner number 5 for Lynchburg total. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Hits from Madden and O'Donovan in the 1st inning. Base hit from Collins, and O'Kelly McWilliams was hit in the 2nd inning. And that'll be Lynchburg's first walk they have drawn. O'Donovan set up with the primary lead at first. Eric Hyatt is the hitter. Fresh count, red batting gloves. Swipes at the first, comes up empty, and now it's no ball and 1 strike. It'll be Gavin Collins waiting on deck. He's 1 for 1 today. 2 for 3 Saturday against Misericordia. 0 for 4 in the earlier game. Off speed, inside. Hyatt never moved. The count is now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the 3rd inning. There are 2 outs. Jones and Madden both hit balls hard, but defenders were close enough to make plays. Half swing from Eric Hyatt on a high fastball. He held up, according to the first base umpire. It is a 4-person umpiring crew here in the Division III championship tournament. And they've done a great job. Lynchburg fans won't want to hear that after game 1, but I think overall our umpiring has been of a very high standard this week. Not easy to do. Replays add an element. You think, you assume it's going to make things easier, but they do add an element, don't they? 3-1 coming up to Eric Hyatt. Here's the pitch. Thought about swinging. That's called strike 2. Full count. Riley O'Donovan will be on the move here with 2 outs. Catcher Brock Bollinger comes out to let the infielders know they'll have to throw across on a batted ball. Hyatt slightly open stance. Hands just behind his right ear. He'll foul one away himself. Riley O'Donovan did take off on the pitch, but he'll have to return. We'll try it again here at 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Outfield slightly deeper on Eric Hyatt, which again makes sense. He has 4 doubles in this tournament so far. First baseman playing behind O'Donovan. There he goes. Hyatt stings one. It's a diving grab by the second baseman, Gabe Bunn. Bunn had some bad luck hitting into a line drive double play. Well, he returned the favor. He took the hit away with a backhand dive on a ball that Hyatt hit well. All of Lynchburg's outs in that inning were stung. I think the Hornets are getting ready to buzz, but right now they trail 1-0 through 3 complete in the if necessary game here. You are listening to NCAA Division III National Championship Baseball on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. It's brought to you by Chiniga MIOS. Top four between Misericordia and Lynchburg. The Cougars lead the Hornets 1-0 at the moment. One lone run in the third inning. Misericordia has one run on one hit. They have left just one stranded. There has been one Lynchburg error in there. Logan Tapman still on the bump for Lynchburg. He's hit one, so 3 base runners total right now. Garrett McElhaney singled in the run, but then was caught stealing third to end the last inning. That means Jack Regine hitting with a fresh count against Logan Tapman. They've got him played to pull. Ben Jones set up just to the right of the second base bag. Ryan Long is at least a third of the way to second base from his normal first base position. First pitch hack from Regine. This ball is elevated in the infield. Gavin Collins calling off Logan Tapman. He'll stumble into a grab. Stayed on his feet the entire time, but you could tell Gavin Collins was having a battle to pull that one in. He does, and it's the first out of the inning. Another one pitch, one out scenario there for Logan Tapman. He's done that a few times. Misericordia is aggressive. They are aggressive for sure. They walk at a far less rate than Lynchburg does. You know, Lynchburg walking just under 6 times per game coming into the tournament. Misericordia, they walk at 4.17 times per game, so almost 2 less. Well, more than 2 less walks per game, actually. And I'm wrong again. It's not more than 2 less per game, but it's almost 2 fewer times per game. Too many numbers. Fastball from Tapman was low. Breaking ball was tried on the second pitch, also downstairs. And now it's 2 balls and no strikes to Brock Bollinger. Bollinger popped out to the second baseman on his first pitch he saw in his first at bat, but he's taken 2 balls now and got himself into a hitter's count. Kind of lays the bat back a little bit. It's pointing in my direction up here in the press box directly behind home plate. That 2-0 offering is also called a ball. Lynchburg, much like a lot of Misericordia players, has him played to pull. Right-handed hitter Ben Jones is actually on the left side of second base this time. 3 on the left side of the dirt for Lynchburg. That fastball will catch the top edge, and it's called strike. Again, Ryan Long, the first baseman. There's 90 feet between each base, first to second. I would say Ryan Long is a full 35 feet off the first base line. Middle fastball. No, correction. That's a middle but down fastball. Looked to be pretty close, but it's a ball and it's a walk. First one that Logan Tapman has offered up. And it's the 4th base runner of this young ball game here for Misericordia. They lead 1-0. And you got to be careful because the pitchers are throwing the ball well. The game moves quick. You can blink your eye and all of a sudden find yourself down in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Cougars were down 2-1 heading into the 8th inning. They scored 1 in the 8th. They added go-ahead run in the 9th, and they hold on despite Lynchburg getting a couple runners on. Lynchburg had the tying and winning runs on in the bottom of the 9th, but couldn't get them in. So it's the first loss in postseason play for Lynchburg. Tapman peppers the inside edge with a hard fastball. It's an 0-1 count on Connor Marionak. Oh, no, Joe Commons, excuse me. Sorry, fans. Marionak walked. Throw over to first was not in time. Keep an eye on Marionak. Let's figure out what went wrong there. Hitter is Joe Commons, left fielder. Grounded out to Logan Tapman on a sharply hit ball in his first at-bat. Joe Commons will wait. Another pickoff toss. Oh, yeah. Jack Regine grounded out on the sacrifice bunt to end that inning. So it was Bollinger that was up. Bollinger ended up hitting in the 3rd inning and then also to begin this inning. So Bollinger was the one that popped up to the 3rd baseman, Gavin Collins. We're back on track here. It's an 0-2 count on Joe Commons. It looks like Logan Tapman might be back on track after walking Connor Marionak on 5 pitches. He'll study the signs and now get set at the abdomen, looking over the shoulder at the runner. He'll throw in that direction. Back safely on the slide is Connor Marionak. So, yeah, Jack Regine actually had sacrifice bunt there. That was the inning, the run-scoring inning, the top of the third for Misericordia. We're in the top of the fourth now. Lynchburg has gotten runners on in every inning. Hornets have left 5 stranded. They left 12 on board in game 1. And you have a feeling that the Hornets will need to capitalize on the opportunities a bit more here if they want to beat this quality Misericordia team. Breaking ball low in the dirt. Another good stop by Riley O'Donovan. Don't forget Riley O'Donovan had the nice caught stealing there where he got McElhaney at third. Almost a perfect pitch to throw on, but O'Donovan's release was clean. The throw was strong and on target. Gavin Collins made the snap tag there. Another throw over to first base. Sends Connor Marionak back on the dive. Marionak with 17 swipes on the season, 17 for 20 in the stolen base department. Tapman is set, ready to deal again. The 1-2. Pulled right side. Ryan Long is there. He'll go to second for the first one. Brandon Garcia will exchange and try to throw to first. Logan Tapman, the pitcher, hustled over to cover, but Joe Commons beat that one down the line. That'll be a fielder's choice. Solid play all the way around. Ryan Long made sure he threw it on target to Brandon Garcia. They got the first one there, and now there's 2 outs in the inning. Runner at first is Joe Commons. He'll be a base-stealing threat as well, just like everybody. Just record me saying that when you're talking about Misericordia. Of course, after today, we won't have to worry about them until another season. Winner of this game plays the winner of Salve Regina and Wisconsin Whitewater. The Seahawks versus the Warhawks. Logan Tapman will throw over and keep Commons close. Commons is a senior. Correction, he's actually a 5th-year man. He is 11 for 12, stealing bags this season. Tapman at the belt, looking in, holding, won't pitch, he'll pick off again. Defense has Jason Sanfilippo played pretty much straight away. Looks like not a guy that they are shifting on. Didn't see many defensive shifts from Lynchburg last season, more this year. Outfield has Sanfilippo played slightly to pull, but nothing out of the ordinary. He'll hack at the first, foul it into the netting, and it's an 0-1 count. Logan Tapman will get a fresh baseball from our umpire. Lynchburg in the bottom of the 4th. We'll have Collins, Long, and Gimbel coming up. Short lead over there from Commons. Doesn't bother Logan Tapman. He'll throw over to first anyway. A lot of those pickoff attempts are called by the coaches. That's a very common thing in college baseball. Sometimes pitchers will pick on their own. Lynchburg does do that some when you talk to the coaching staff. Here's a swing on the 0-1 by Sanfilippo, also foul. As you move up in the ranks, pitchers pretty much have to control the running game on their own. Yes, the big league catchers and coaches still have the option to call a pick. That play is in there. That signal is available to them. But typically, they're just doing that on their own. College coaches are calling a lot more of that, trying to give the catchers a chance. Again, trying to give the fielders a chance, too. There's, as discussed, that value in keeping runners close by so your outfielders and infielders have options. No balls and 2 strikes on Jason Sanfilippo. 1 hit in 2 games so far. He struck out in his first at bat against Logan Tapman. Lynchburg in the red jerseys, black number, white outline, white pants today for Lynchburg. Lynchburg wore gray as the visitors on Friday against Endicott. It was a white-on-white look Saturday against Misericordia. And they've been in the red top with the white pants for both games today. Here's the 0-2 from Tapman. Got a swing. He'll snatch that one out of the sky. It was a 1-hopper. Thought about underhanding it to Ryan Long at first, but instead went with an overhand toss, and that was on target, and that's how the inning will end. So Misericordia gets a base runner, but 1 stranded for the Cougars. They lead 1-0 through 3.5 here in the, if necessary, Game 13 of the tournament. Game 3 between these squads. It's become a best 2 out of 3 between the Cougars and the Hornets. Let's see if Lynchburg can get on the board in the bottom of the 4th. Ground ball double play there from Eddie Gimbel will end the 4th inning. Lynchburg gets one on with the Gavin Collins base hit, but the double play will end the 4th. 7-8-9 coming up for Misericordia in their half of the 5th. A fast-moving, if necessary, game happening here. This is game 13 of the tournament. And it's a must-win for both teams. Lynchburg, we said coming into the day, they only needed to win 1 of 2. They had a game to play with. Well, that changes when Misericordia wins that earlier game 3-2. Just as close as you can get of a ball game, and it all comes down to the very end there. Lynchburg had a chance in the bottom of the 9th in the earlier game. They get a couple runners on. They can't get anybody in. There's 12 left stranded in the game for Lynchburg. They've left 5 on board today. They actually don't leave anyone on in the bottom of the 4th, despite the Gavin Collins hit. He was erased on a double play. A pretty good swing by Eddie Gimbel, but he hits it up the middle. Shortstop Connor Marionak probably shaded that direction anyway because of the double play depth, and he takes care of the double play himself. It'll be O'Kelly McWilliams to lead off the bottom of the 5th for Lynchburg. Got to get there first. Got to get through tough part of the order here with this man, Andrew Van Horn. 4 for 6 against Lynchburg so far in this tournament. 5 hits total in the tournament. He had 1 against Endicott yesterday. Misericordia, with the result earlier today, is now 2-0 in elimination games this season. Lynchburg has not played an elimination game yet. This is the first time Lynchburg's season has been on the line in a ball game. And Lynchburg was the 4th seed in ODAC tournament play. They weren't guaranteed an at-large bid. In fact, they were probably on the outside looking in for an at-large NCAA regional bid. But they got it done in the ODAC tournament, and they actually never faced elimination. A clean 5-0 there. 3-0 in the Cleveland Regional at Case Western Reserve University. And then 2 wins on the road in Laverne, California. It's a 2-0 count to Van Horn. Another fastball misses. Logan Tapman's going to grab the rosin bag and then march back up the hill. He'll work from the windup here. 3 balls, no strikes against Andrew Van Horn. Freshman DH, left-handed hitter for the Misericordia Cougars. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike on the outer third. And now our count is 3-1. Gabe Bunn, second baseman, is on deck. He got hit in his first plate appearance today. Tapman twirls and fires, went with the inside corner that time, and it's strike 2. If you can get away with that, that's the way to do it. Get the guy relaxed and non-aggressive by throwing 3 balls, then throw a 92-mile-an-hour fastball in the outside corner, come back and do the same on the inside. The payoff, this ball is at the knees and put in play. Ben Jones will hustle, make the grab, and throw for the first out of the inning. We are in the top of the 5th. Misericordia leads 1-0. Lynchburg jumped out to the 2-0 advantage in the earlier game today. 2 runs in the 3rd inning. Misericordia answers with 1 in the 4th. Misericordia tied it with 1 in the 8th and then took the lead with the 1 in the 9th. And when they took that lead, that was actually the first time here in Eastlake that Lynchburg had trailed in this D3 World Series. So 2 games against Endicott and Misericordia Friday and Saturday. Lynchburg never trailed in those contests. 18 innings there of either being tied or leading. And then 8 innings in that game of either being tied or leading. Swing and a miss there from Gabe Bunn. I think he got the A+ hack off, but came up empty. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. So what's that, 26 innings of baseball for Lynchburg to begin this tournament, where they never trailed. They are down right now, though, 1-0. The 1-1 to Gabe Bunn was just high. And now it's 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out, none on. Top of the 5th inning in a must-win game. An elimination game. So many different terms for these. And, of course, on the bracket, it's the if-necessary game. Basically become a best 2 out of 3 between Misericordia and Lynchburg. They've separated themselves as two really good teams in this tournament, and the other squads that are still alive, Salve Regina and Wisconsin Whitewater, they've done the same. This Final Four is ultra good. Breaking ball from Tapman was very good, but it was low. Got the confirmation there from Riley O'Donovan. O'Donovan caught it and then immediately threw the open hand pointer finger out to Tapman as if giving him the great job. That's exactly what I wanted gesture. Now another payoff pitch for Logan Tapman. 3-2. Put into play. Ryan Long will get just barely off the ground and make a catch on a floating line drive. Back-to-back at bats there where Logan Tapman has had to go to a full count, but he's made some really tough pitches with those 3-ball counts and gotten the hitters out. Yeah, some of that might be by design, you know. I've talked about how when you have these aggressive teams, you have to try to go off the plate early in the count some more. You have to maybe throw more balls intentionally, more breaking balls. And if the other squad doesn't offer, then you come back and you try to eliminate the walks by going after guys in pitches 3 through 6 of the at-bat, or whatever the number ends up being. 1-0 count to the 9-hole hitter, Owen Cordner. And just like that, Tapman has fallen behind. 2 balls and no strikes again. So don't know if it's by design or not. Tapman has thrown 56 pitches now. That should be up to date. 32 of them are strikes. Tapman's working out of the windup with nobody on. Corners are in for Lynchburg. Ryan Long off the line again. There's a bottom rail fastball that is called a strike. Misericordia has used one pitcher in this game thus far. It's Max Oliver. He's thrown 53 pitches through 4 complete innings. 34 strikes for Oliver. The 2-1 from Tapman. Spiked that. Now it's a hitter's count at 3-1. Great hitter waiting on deck. You'd love to face Garrett McElhaney with nobody on base. Going to have to make a good pitch here against Owen Cordner. Might have to just make the realization that it may take multiple pitches to get Owen Cordner out as well. Here comes the 3-1. That hit him. They did not get him out. They hit him. Tapman has hit 2, and it's the 8 and 9 hitters in the order. Obviously not ideal there for Lynchburg. I think that goes without saying, and not what Tapman would have wanted. Yes, you are maybe trying to work the corners, work the edges, throw off the plate some against this very aggressive Misericordia offense, but that's not what you want right there at all. And it will bring up Garrett McElhaney. Leadoff man bats with a runner on first. There are 2 outs. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Tapman will throw to first. More of these to come. Owen Cordner can run. He's stolen 55 bags this season, only been caught twice. Hornets will have McWilliams, Garcia, and Jones due up in their half of the 5th. It's a 1-0 ball game. Gavin Collins, the third baseman, in on the grass again. He's a full 10 steps ahead of the base, guarding against Garrett McElhaney. He will base hit bunt anytime, including with 2 strikes. Had a base hit bunt with 2 strikes in the earlier game today. Tapman set. We're going to get a pitch here. Nope, not yet. Spins and throws to first to keep Cordner close. McElhaney, a 5th-year dynamo from Essex, Maryland. In his career, he's a .362 hitter. He's a guy with over 200 hits. Ground ball, right side, softly. Sliding grab by Ryan Long. He'll toss to Logan Tapman, who is covering. PFP play, perfectly executed. Pitcher's fielding practice will get Lynchburg out of the top of the 5th. Let's see if the Hornets can answer in the bottom half. You're listening to NCAA D3 National Championship Baseball on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network, brought to you by Chiniga MIOS. Up steps O'Kelly McWilliams, the fourth, to lead off the bottom of the fifth for Lynchburg. IV, the Roman numeral, IV for O'Kelly McWilliams, the fourth, and that's the nickname. It actually kind of turns into Ivy, like you would think about the ivy on the walls at Wrigley Field, IVY. And another just outstanding personality. Love this guy. He'll take a called strike just under the letters, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Still facing the starter, Max Oliver. This is what you need for Misericordia. We said their pitching resources might be a little bit more taxed than Lynchburg, having to play the one additional game in this tournament, that loser's bracket game against Endicott. So you get 4.5 or 5 strong from your starter, Max Oliver. That pretty much puts that bullpen back in order. McWilliams will get one airborne right side. Garrett McElhaney coming on to make the catch for out number 1 of the bottom of the 5th inning. Lynchburg is down 1-0. Third time through the order coming up here. It's the leadoff man, Brandon Garcia. Just one hit versus Misericordia. And he's itching. He's sitting on go all the time. Brandon Garcia is a playmaker in every sense of the word, with the glove at shortstop and with the bat at the top of the order. Red batting gloves for Brandon Garcia. He's got the red ankle guard on the front right leg. He will take a called strike 1. Max Oliver continues to impress. Just start number 5 on the season for this young guy. 5.62 earned run average. Batters were hitting over 308 against Max Oliver. But he has sparkled in this one. He's given Misericordia just what they've needed so far anyway. 0-2 to Brandon Garcia. That one's well outside. Winner of this game advances to that championship series. Noon Wednesday. Lynchburg fans remember that from last year. Garcia studies an outside pitch again. Our count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brandon Garcia, 2-hit day on Friday against Endicott. So 3 total in the tournament. He hasn't had one in a while. 0 for 5 last game. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Got bent out of shape on an inside fastball. He's looking at his on-deck buddy and high school teammate Ben Jones. I think just the body language, maybe the thought was, should I have let that one hit me or not? But it's a full count now. See what Oliver comes back with. The pitch inside. Garcia off the knuckles. He's able to stay alive, flaring that one into the screen. Yeah, Ben Jones waiting on deck. Quinn Madden in the hole. Madden's hit a couple balls hard. Only 1 hit to show for himself. Ben Jones is 0 for 2 in this game, but he really blistered a ball in his last at bat. Another payoff pitch inside. Got Brandon Garcia. Hit Brandon Garcia on the hand, and that'll be hit by pitch. Umpire came out and made the call quickly. Now the problem is Brandon Garcia is in major pain right here. Right away, he showed his reaction. That one hurt. Got him in the hand. It is the right hand, it appears. That would be the throwing hand. Not that getting hit in either hand would be great for a batter and a shortstop. Our athletic trainer, Dane Bauer, is chatting with Brandon Garcia, and so is head coach Travis Beasley. Lynchburg will have a runner at first. Will it be their starting shortstop, Brandon Garcia, or not? Head coach Pete Egbert's going to walk over to the home plate umpire. I don't know if he's asking, hey, can we review, did that ball hit the bat or the knob of the bat? It was a high heater inside. Okay, umpires are going to get together. Pete Egbert, I think, is arguing this ball hit the knob of the bat. Now, if it hits the knob of the bat and then the hand, that would be a foul ball situation, a ball off the bat situation. It's a misconception that the hand is part of the bat. The hand is not part of the bat, but the problem you can have is if the ball hits the bat and your hand simultaneously, then you have a problem there. Umpires have gotten together, and there's actually no review here. They just talked that one over amongst themselves, and the home plate umpire pointed to first base. And more good news, Brandon Garcia is going to stay in. So he got the once over and probably the twice and the thrice over there from athletic trainer Dane Bauer. And Brandon Garcia is going to be able to stay in the ball game. He leads off at first right now with 1 out. Here comes Ben Jones. First pitch is taken for strike 1. Ben Jones wears the ankle shin guard on his front right leg. Another left-handed hitter like his high school teammate who leads off at first. Lynchburg had a runner picked in the first game And that was late in the game when Eddie Gimbel got on in the 8th inning, so they might be extra cautious over there, stealing bases and running bases in this one. Fastball, outer half, strike 2. It's an 0-2 count on Benny Bombs. The pitch from Oliver, Ben Jones, hard up the middle, it'll get through there. Brandon Garcia is going to turn and burn around second. Throw to third. We've got a play. Head first slide. Garcia's on the bag safely. Ben Jones was thinking about going to second. He actually got a full 30 feet off the base at first, but then retreated back as the third baseman scrambled to that loose ball quickly enough. That was Owen Cordner. But a big moment there and another base hit for Ben Jones. He's got 6 hits against Misericordia now. Ben Jones was hitless in the first game of the tournament against Endicott, and since then, 6 base knocks in the next 3 games. Here comes Quinn Madden. Quinn Madden batting with runners on first and third with 1 out. He's the team RBI leader, and he lives for situations like this. Garcia at third, Jones at first. Double play depth for Misericordia. Corners are in. Madden wants the first one. It's airborne right side. It's going to be caught, but it should be a sacrifice fly. We could have a play at home. Nope, Cougars are going to throw into second base. Brandon Garcia will touch home plate for the first run of the ball game for Lynchburg. Successful sacrifice fly. Quentin Madden has now driven in 68 this year. Runner on first with 2 outs. And it's a tie ball game. 1-1 between Misericordia and Lynchburg. Hornets blanked in the first 4 innings. They did pick up 4 hits in those innings. But a hit by pitch and then a base hit from Ben Jones. Now a sac fly has tied the game up. Jones running first pitch, feet first slide. Good throw. They got him there. So Lynchburg scores. It could have been a little bit more. Riley O'Donovan will be hitting with a fresh count when the Hornets return in the bottom of the 6th. And we move to the top as we've got ourselves a brand new game. 1-1 between Lynchburg and Misericordia on LHSN. It's brought to you by Chaniga, MIOS. Making 1 run for Lynchburg on 1 base hit. They leave none stranded because Ben Jones, the man that got the base hit, was caught stealing at second. Brandon Garcia, hit by a pitch on the hand, was the one that ended up coming around and scoring on Quinn Madden's F9 sacrifice fly. So Lynchburg actually gets 2 base runners in the inning, an inning where they get 2 on again. Lynchburg has gotten multiple runners on now. In innings 1, 2, and 5, they're finally able to push 1 across. Lynchburg's hit some balls hard for outs as well. I still like the spot this Hornets offense is in. I think they're seeing it well. I think they're swinging it well. It'll be 2, 3, 4 coming up here in the top of the 6th for Misericordia. Jack Regine to lead it off. Outside fastball, strike 1 from Logan Tapman. Tapman's a sophomore from Berlin, Maryland, the eastern part of Maryland. This is start number 3 for him, appearance number 19. He's 1-1 with a 3.48 earned run average. He's looked sharp. Has surrendered the 1 run. Tapman has walked 1 and hit 2. And it's just 1 base hit right now for Misericordia. Cougars are 41-11 this season. They're now 2-0 in elimination games. They staved off elimination yesterday against Endicott with a 12-4 victory. Then they got the 1-run victory against Lynchburg earlier today to force this if necessary game. 10th 1-run win of the season for Misericordia. Lynchburg has 10 of those as well. Regine has this pitch lined up, but he's under it to right field. Quentin Madden jogging towards the foul line. He'll catch it 3 steps inside the stripe down the right side of the ballpark, and it's out number 1 of the 6th inning. Quentin Madden hasn't really had to make any of those diving or sliding plays this tournament like he did in the Super Regional. He did it some in regional play as well, but Quentin Madden has been solid and steady out there in right field, as has the rest of the Lynchburg outfield. And the infield play has been stellar as well. A couple errors in the tournament for Lynchburg, but overall very, very sharp. Sharp breaking ball, but it was low. It's a 1-0 count to Brock Bollinger. Lynchburg has a slight shift on Bollinger. Ryan Long, the first baseman, about 30 feet off the bag again. Ben Jones is set up just to the right of second base. He'll offer up a base hit bunt, and that's low. Back-to-back times, Bollinger's got the bat out in front like he wants to try a base hit bunt, but the pitches are both low. 2-0 count. Tapman in the windup. Gavin Collins is even with the bag at third. Tapman will twist and fire. Fastball off the plate, right down the batter's box line for ball 3. Bollinger, a right-handed hitter. Marionac on deck is right-handed. Then you got the lefty Joe Commons coming up. 1-1 ball game. Lynchburg scored their 1 run just recently at the bottom of the 5th. We're in the top of the 6th. It's a fastball that's low. That'll be walk number 2 for Logan Tapman. No real steady activity in the Lynchburg bullpen just yet. A couple guys hanging out down there, kind of staying loose, tossing the weighted balls around, grabbing the different implements and things. But I haven't seen anybody heat up just yet. We will see a mound visit from assistant coach Michael Solbach. Really, really talented hitter up here with Marionac. This is one of those guys that falls into that don't let him beat you category. On the season, he's hitting .354, not the highest average on the team, but when you look at this guy swing the bat, you look at what he's capable of, it makes sense you get a mound visit right here. Marionac may not be the average leader, but he's the home run leader, 13. He's the RBI leader with 70. He's got 10 doubles in there and 5 triples. So the slugging percentage at .661 coming into this game is a team lead. Quinn Madden is the slugging percentage leader for Lynchburg at .588. So there you go. It's 80 points higher-ish for this guy, Connor Marionac. Started on the mound on Saturday against Lynchburg. Lynchburg had a great offensive game plan against this guy. He's a hard-throwing right-hander. We've seen that when he plays shortstop as well. A bazooka of an arm. Based on what you see from him throwing across the diamond, I wouldn't rule out him pitching in this game on 1-day rest. Monday evening. Monday that started with brunch and baseball is about to hit the 7 o'clock hour here between these two really, really good teams, and that's an understatement. These two teams that have seasons and postseasons to remember. First pitch breaking ball swung on, and it's strike 1. Runner at first with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. I mean, we're almost into the late innings. I said beginning, middle, end, classical thinking. Innings 1 through 3 is the beginning, the intro. The middle, 4, 5, and 6. And the end, the championship rounds, end up being innings 7, 8, and 9. Tapman will not fire the 0-1 yet. He'll throw a head-high toss over to Ryan Long. Long doesn't even bother to apply the tag on Bollinger, just gets it right back to the sophomore righty, Logan Tapman. Tapman's thrown 73 pitches, 40 for strikes. No real cause for concern on the pitch count just yet, I don't think. And if you're Lynchburg, back to the pitching situation, you would love for Logan Tapman to take this ball as deep as he can. You never know when you get locked into a marathon extra inning game. That really throws the major monkey wrench in your plans. 1-1 coming up to Connor Marionac. Hands out in front. Slightly open stance. Kind of with some weight on the back leg, which is another one you used to see a bit more, but not as much anymore. Most hitters prefer that balanced 50-50 equal weight distribution. Marionac looks like he's set up maybe 60-40, 70-30 on the back foot. Waiting on a pitch again. As Logan Tapman this time throws one belt high over to Ryan Long. Senior starting at first base for Lynchburg today. Eric Hyatt started there. Josh Jorman came in. Hyatt is DHing. Jorman is available out of the bullpen as a pitcher and as a hitter as well. This ball's in the dirt. It'll get by Riley O'Donovan. I think if he'd have kept it close, it wouldn't have mattered because Bollinger read it well and took off as soon as it bounced in front of home plate. Runner in scoring position for Misericordia. They made the most of their opportunities. The Cougars have one run on just one hit. That tells you something about how good Logan Tapman is pitching, but he has walked 2 and hit 2. One Lynchburg error as well. Looks like by my count, the Cougars have stranded 3. One in scoring position. Bollinger's in scoring position now for Merrianack. He'll pull it foul. Gavin Collins went to go backhand scoop, but that ball just crossed the line. And it's a 2-ball, 2-strike setup coming for junior Connor Merrianack. Joe Commons on deck is a lefty grad student. He's 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice and a ground out to Logan Tapman. Lynchburg has this guy played to pull. Tapman will come set. Looks at the runner at second. Hasn't taken his eyes off him yet. Now he'll turn his head to the plate. Runner goes. Swung on. Hit into center field. Kelly McWilliams is going to hunt that ball. And Lynchburg's going to hunt another double play. The throw is on target. Ben Jones with the stretch. It's the 8-4 double play right there as Kelly McWilliams was on the prowl. He was on the hunt. He pulls it out of the sky and then a strong throw. Runner Brock Bollinger took off on the pitch. He could not get back in time. Another double play for Lynchburg defensively. Let's see if that's the spark the Hornets need. They scored 1 in the bottom of the 5th. It will be O'Donovan, Hyatt, and Collins coming up in the bottom of the 6th when we come back on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. It's brought to you by Chaniga MIOS. So it's 6 innings of 1 hit, 1-run baseball being pitched by Logan Tapman. He has walked 2 and hit 2. Some stellar defense there to get Lynchburg out of the inning. Kelly McWilliams on the hunt, takes a line drive out of the sky, and then they double off Brock Bollinger at second. Both teams have lost some runners on the bases. Both teams run the bases aggressively. That's back to the calculus and the calculations. As a coach, you know you're going to get some guys thrown out. But if you're a team that takes chances, it's hard to stop taking chances at the big stage. It's hard to just change who you are and change your stripes when the spotlight is on. Lynchburg this year and last year has played their best baseball when the spotlight has shined the brightest. Will it continue? Let's find out. Riley O'Donovan leads off the bottom of the 6th inning. Takes a rip at the first one. Got under it. It's going to be a long run down the left field line. Merrianack, the shortstop, wants it and catches it. Left fielder was coming from no man's land. Joe Commons nearly collided with the shortstop, but the grab is made. It's 1 pitch, 1 out. Riley O'Donovan gone on the pop-up to the shortstop. It'll bring up Eric Hyatt. Hyatt had 3 hits earlier today. He's 4 for 6 total coming into the game against Misericordia. But in this one, he struck out looking in his first at-bat and lined out hard to the second baseman. So Hyatt still with a good swing in this game, but unfortunately nothing to show for it just yet. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hard fastball there from Oliver. I think his velocity's ticked up a bit as the game has gone on. And it's another one that's not totally uncommon for that to happen. The 1-1 is a called strike. There is 1 out. Gavin Collins waits on deck. Collins is 2 for 2 in this game. He was 2 for 3 Saturday against the Cougars. This ball's down. Eric Hyatt couldn't figure it out, and now it's a 1-2 count after the swing and miss from the junior from Woodbridge, Eric Hyatt. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss again. Hyatt has struck out twice. That's not easy to do. Give Max Oliver a lot of credit. There's 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th inning. Gavin Collins will check in on the season. Collins now at .292. He's a former Old Dominion Athletic Conference Rookie of the Year. Gavin Collins has homered 7 times, second on the team behind Quinn Madden. Got 9 doubles and 1 triple. Gavin Collins slugs at .417. 2 singles today for Gavin Collins in this one. He's 2 for 2. 2 singles in this game. Gavin Collins was 0 for 4 in game 1. 0-1 count as he fouled off a first pitch breaking ball. Here comes the second pitch. Collins will take a hack at that and foul that away the other direction. Think that was a fastball. And now it's a 0-2 hole for Gavin Collins. Ryan Long, senior, waits on deck. Gavin Collins, senior. Eddie Gimbel, senior. You got 3 in a row right there that are seniors and have been big parts of this program the last 4 years. O'Kelly McWilliams is a 5th-year transfer. He bats 9th in the order and started that outstanding double play to end the top of the 6th. 1-2 count to Gavin Collins. Took that ball. The 1-2 fastball is low. So now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think we'll see Logan Tapman go back out. He's under 80 pitches through 6 innings. He's only surrendered 1 hit. Gavin Collins will spray 1 foul. Some evasive action by a couple Wisconsin Whitewater players who are waiting for their next game to begin. Winner of this game takes on the winner of Salve Regina and Wisconsin Whitewater in the championship series. That's the best 2 out of 3. 2-2 to Gavin Collins is high at the chin. And now it's a full count. See if Gavin Collins can finish off a great at bat. Just getting on base at this point is huge in a 1-1 ball game, and it's getting late. Here's the payoff. Called strike 3. Hit the top rail there on a fastball. Collins did not swing. Umpire calls it a strike, and that's how the bottom of the 6th will end. We are tied up 1 apiece here between the Cougars and the Hornets. You're hearing it on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network, brought to you by Chiniga MIOS. Find your future career at MIOScareers.com. MIOScareers.com. A situation you get in tournament play a lot is pitchers who maybe don't have a ton of experience either starting or relieving. A lot of times the roles are reversed in these tension-filled games, and you had 2 guys who combined had only taken 6 starts this season. Max Oliver had 4 starts and 7 appearances total. Logan Tapman had made 2 starts, including 1 in the playoffs, but 18 appearances total. Tapman had gone 41 innings and change. It was 24 innings of baseball pitched coming in for Max Oliver, and both of these guys are pitching like aces. They're pitching like proven studs. It's a 1-1 ball game. Logan Tapman has thrown 6 innings of 1-hit ball. Max Oliver not far behind. Lynchburg has 5 hits offensively. They stranded 5. And the 6th inning was actually Lynchburg's first 3-up, 3-down inning. So Max Oliver might be getting better as the game goes on. First pitch swung on and sprayed through the infield by Joe Commons. The lefty has a base hit, slipped rounding first, but he's back in plenty of time. Lynchburg had no play on him. So there you go. It's not 1-hit ball anymore for Logan Tapman. It's 2 as Joe Commons ambushed a fastball. He's got 4 hits now against Lynchburg in the 3 games. Become a best 2 out of 3 between these 2 teams in what has become the Final 4. Just 4 Division III baseball teams left. Lynchburg is one of them for a 2nd straight season. They won it all last year. They're having to work really hard again this season. Sacrifice bunt. Lynchburg's going to go to second. They got the man there. It was very close as Logan Tapman came off the mound to field a hard bunt back in his direction. Throw was slightly low, but Brandon Garcia got the eye level down, kept the glove near the ground, and picked that ball out for the out. Called a 1-6 fielder's choice. That time the sacrifice bunt not successful from Jason Sanfilippo. Misericordia, with their commitment to the bunting game, they're not unsuccessful on sack bunts very often. Lynchburg does get an out. There's a runner on first. And we are in the top of the 7th inning. We are officially into the championship rounds now. It's going to come down to the bitter end, I think. I think we're getting ready for one of the all-time great finishes. A one-run game earlier today. And one run might be the only separator between these two squads again in this one. Lynchburg beat Misericordia 6-2 on Saturday. Let's see what happens today. Andrew Van Horn is the hitter. 2 hits off the bench Saturday against Lynchburg and 2 in game 1 today. He is, however, 0 for 2 in the nightcap here. Grounded out to the second baseman, Ben Jones, both times. It's an 0-1 count as Logan Tapman delivers a strike. Tapman will spin and throw to first. Back to Lynchburg's bullpen. I mean, the options are pretty good. I think the chances of seeing Colin McGuire again today are pretty much 0. He went a lot of pitches in the start earlier today. But Mason McDowell and Austin Riney, who both pitched in game 1 today, are probably available. There's one that was just off the plate. It's a 1-1 count to Andrew Van Horn, first-year designated hitter. O'Donovan delivers the signs. Now he'll get set with one knee down. Low target. Tapman looking at it. He'll instead fire the other direction over to first base to get Jason Sanfilippo back on a slide. Sanfilippo, 8 for 10 stolen bases this year. Both teams have gotten a runner thrown out today. Both those ended an inning, actually. Garrett McElhaney caught stealing at third, and Ben Jones got caught stealing at second. That ended the 5th inning, where Lynchburg did score the 1 run to tie this game up. We're knotted at 1. There's 1 out in the top of the 7th, a 1-1 count, and we can tell you all that again because Logan Tapman has made several pickoff attempts here while we chat. Misericordia got their 1 run in the 3rd inning. Before this inning, that was the only inning that the Cougars had gotten a hit in. Misericordia plays out of the MAC Freedom Conference. They were the conference champions. And before Saturday, they were unbeaten in playoff play. Lynchburg was unbeaten before this morning. High fastball, runner broke late, swung and missed. Interesting play there. I think it was a delayed steal from Jason Sanfilippo. He is safe at second. That delayed steal works in a variety of ways. Sometimes you catch the catcher napping. Sometimes you just catch the middle infielders napping. Might have been a combination of both there. 1-2 count now with 1 out. Runner has advanced to second. 1-2 on the way here from Logan Tapman. Not yet. He'll spin and throw to second. If it wasn't a delayed steal, Jason Sanfilippo, he did something wrong. Pretty sure it was one of those delayed steals. Typically your secondary lead is 2 hops and then read the action at the plate in the contact zone. I think it's 3 hops there on the secondary, and then Sanfilippo took off. This ball's fouled off towards the Misericordia dugout. They're in the third base dugout today as the visitors again. Lynchburg on the right side in the home dugout. Lynchburg's been there for all 3 games against Misericordia. Lynchburg was the visiting team against Endicott because of their 8 seed. The 1-2 was thought about by Van Horn, but not swung on. Got the bat off his shoulder, but didn't take it whip. And now it's 2-2. Tapman looking at the wrist, now checking the runner as he comes set at the belt line. Defense straight away on Andrew Van Horn. That ball hit him. That's the 3rd hit batter by Logan Tapman. So 5 freebies for Misericordia in this game. Tapman has hit 3 and walked 2. Just 2 base hits for Misericordia. So that tells you Tapman has good stuff. When he's in the zone, he's hard to hit. And you don't necessarily have to always be in the zone. In fact, you don't want to be at this level. You want to throw some pitches that start in the zone and then end up out of the zone. But one thing you really can't do is hit guys. Tapman has done that 3 times, and 2 walks in there as well. Gabe Bunn will check in. He's been hit 1 time. Also lined out to Ryan Long at first base. Long is well off the bag again. They have Bunn played to pull. Double play depth, though, with Gavin Collins, even with the bag at third base. Outfield straight away for Lynchburg. Strike 1. Great job by Logan Tapman to bounce back after hitting a guy. That was just a no-fear pitch right there. Gabe Bunn is hitting with no balls and 1 strike. Gabe Bunn keeps the hands low. Bat sort of out over the plate, and then he kind of pulls it back to hit. It's another one from Endicott that features what you would call an unorthodox or interesting stance. Although, again, some of these stances you see from the Cougars were pretty common back in the day, air quotes, around back in the day. Tapman, the 0-1, swung on, put in the air, right field. Quinn Madden has it. O'Kelly McWilliams will go to back up. Catch is made there in medium right field for the second out of the 7th inning. So 2 on and 2 outs now for the 9-hole hitter, Owen Cordner. Worth repeating, Garrett McElhaney at the top of the Misericordia lineup is a guy that you would love to face to start an inning with nobody on rather than having runners on for him. This is the 9-hole, first-year third baseman Owen Cordner. Hit by a pitch and a sacrifice bunt, so statistically he's 0 for 0 at the moment. Tapman checking the runners. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat. Breaking ball, strike 1. Cordner looked to be slightly bothered by that one, a pitch that started above his letters and then ended up just above the belt there on the break. I think Tapman's velocity is still good. Breaking ball still sharp. He's mixed in the changeup here or there as well. The 0-1 is swung on, put in play, deep right field. Long run for Quinn Madden. Will it stay fair? It will not. It is a foul ball. It is a foul ball on a solid swing from Owen Cordner. Looked like a breaking ball again from Logan Tapman. Cordner was on it that time. He really put a charge into it. Could not keep it between the lines. And now we've got an 0-2 count with 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning in a tie ball game, an elimination game, and you're starting to feel it. You're starting to feel the tension even more. Felt that in game 1 where Misericordia won 3-2 to keep their season alive and force the if necessary. Starting to feel it again right now. Tapman kicks and fires. This ball is hit over Ben Jones' head. It's down in right field. Quinn Madden will come up. He's going to throw into third. Runner will score. Ball got by Gavin Collins. Runner's going to try to advance. Lynchburg will not be able to have a play there. And the batter, Owen Cordner, will hustle into second. Misericordia has taken the lead. 2-1. Cougars on top. It was a 2-strike laser by Owen Cordner. Stayed on that pitch and hit a line drive right over Ben Jones' head. Quinn Madden came up and tried to throw into third to keep that runner from going first to third. That was Andrew Van Horn. Because of the overthrow, Van Horn does that anyway. That's probably a single and an E9. Third hit of the ball game for Misericordia. Second of the inning. Lynchburg is going to intentionally walk Garrett McElhaney. With a base open, I suspected that could be an option. We've talked about how good that guy is all tournament. And Lynchburg knows how good Garrett McElhaney is. They would prefer to pitch to Jack Regine. The center fielder has 2 sack bunts in the game. He's flown out to right field. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Sophomore Logan Tapman has pitched well, but oh my goodness, this one got away from him and he hit Jack Regine in the left forearm. Regine's fine. He sprinted down to first, and it's another run. 3-1 ball game. Cougars lead right now. Lynchburg is the home team. You can take something positive away, some confidence from that. Optimism should still be high for Lynchburg. Don't let the vibes train stop rolling now. It looks like Logan Tapman is going to have to hand the ball off to a teammate, though, as Travis Beasley has emerged from the dugout. Logan Tapman pitched great, but 2 runs here in the 7th inning are going to make him feel not so warm and fuzzy. He'll exit with the bases loaded as well. We'll greet the new Lynchburg pitcher in just a moment. Misericordia has jumped in front 3-1 with a 2-spot here in the top of the 7th, and it's not over yet. You're listening to NCAA Division III National Championship Baseball on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. It's brought to you by Chaniga MIOS. Mason McDowell will be the second pitcher Lynchburg uses in this elimination game. Season on the line. They turn to another sophomore. Mason McDowell from Fishersville, Virginia, pitched to 1 batter in the game earlier today. He got an 0-2 count and then ripped off 2 really nasty fastballs that looked like they might have been on the outside corner. They were called balls. Mason McDowell actually ended up hitting Connor Marianac. Hit batters have been really one of the only problems for Logan Tapman in this game. Officially, he goes 6 2/3 innings. Does give up 3 runs, only surrendered 3 base hits, but there were 4 hit batters in there for Logan Tapman. He did walk 2 as well. And when you get to this stage, you have to bring the A+ stuff. I thought Logan Tapman had that for a while. In the end, he'll probably tell you it was more like the B+. Some of those pitches that got away from him ended up burning him. Mason McDowell will inherit a bases-loaded situation. So more of these earned runs could be charged to Logan Tapman. That's really insignificant right now. That's just a statistical footnote at the moment. The big thing is Lynchburg's got to win the game. Down 3-1. If you want to continue this magical postseason run, you have to limit the damage here, get back in the dugout, and try to score some runs quickly. We are in the top of the 7th inning. Lynchburg is the home team. If anybody can limit the damage, it's Mason McDowell. He's put out some fires in his day. He's just a sophomore. Slightly open stance as McDowell comes set with the hands together. Lively fastball catches the outer edge for strike 1. Good start for Mason McDowell. Pitched under pressure most of last season, coming out of the back end of the bullpen. Same way this year. McDowell's had a little ups and downs, started up, then took a dip, and he's been on the rise slow and steadily, basically since about mid-April on. 1-1 count as McDowell missed with a fastball. Runners at every base for Misericordia. Here's another fastball that's off the plate by a solid margin, and now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Brock Bollinger's the hitter. Catcher has a walk, popped out to second, and popped out to third one time. McDowell, the 2-1. That's off the plate as well. A little bit closer on that pitch. But now it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count. I think Mason McDowell looks good. I think the arm's fresh. Got to make a big pitch right here. Bases loaded, 2-run ball game. Cougars by 2. Bollinger will swipe at a fastball and foul it away. Now we got a full count. Runners will be on the move. Base hit would probably, unless it's just the hardest hit ball, score 2. This is a high leverage pitch. This is a key moment. Lynchburg already down by 2, but you want to keep Misericordia within arm's length. McDowell set, fires. This ball's lined to Brandon Garcia. Fields on 1 hop. He'll shuffle and throw to first base. So Mason McDowell does limit the damage, but there was damage done. 2 runs in the top of the 7th for Misericordia. They get him on 2 hits. They leave 3 stranded, and now Lynchburg has to get a comeback started And sooner rather than later would be good for the Hornets as we enter the bottom of the 7th inning. You're listening to an elimination game in the NCAA Division III National Championship on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. It's brought to you by Chaniga MIOS, MIOScareers.com. The Lynchburg Hornets down by 2 and down to their final 3 innings at bat. 9 outs remain for Lynchburg, and you got to try to hold Misericordia in the 8th and the 9th as well. Cougars get 2 runs in the 7th. Lynchburg tied the game up with 1 run in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now Lynchburg finds themselves trailing again. The 6th inning is the only one where Lynchburg hasn't gotten a runner on. They went 3 up, 3 down. It'll be 7, 8, 9 due up here in the bottom of the 7th. Ryan Long to lead it off. Eddie Gimble coming up next. O'Kelly McWilliams batting 9th. Lynchburg, by my count, has hit 4 balls hard that have turned into outs. Them's the breaks in baseball. Sometimes you got to hit them where they ain't. You got to get some luck. And any team that wins a championship will tell you, yeah, we had some luck on the way. We had some breaks. The great teams tend to make their own breaks. The great teams get lucky more often than the bad or the average teams. But there's no denying that sometimes the ball does not bounce your way. Let's see if Lynchburg can make it bounce their way here with just 9 outs to go. Ryan Long has a 1-2 count. He just swung at the 1-1 fastball and fouled it straight back over our heads in the press box here at Classic Park, East Lake, Ohio. Max Oliver still out there. The starter for Misericordia has been outstanding. He's allowed 1 run on 5 Lynchburg hits. Max Oliver has only walked 1. He's hit a couple batters as well. Here comes 2-2 to Ryan Long. Long pulls this deep left field. It's going back. Left fielder will look up. He made a catch. Oh my goodness. Robbery out there in deep left field. Ryan Long thought he had a home run in what might end up being his final collegiate baseball game. Ryan Long was absolutely robbed at the left field wall by Joe Commons. Everybody has their hat off, tipping the cap to Joe Commons. He sprinted back to the left field line to snatch a Ryan Long deep fly ball. So you could file that away as now 5 times Lynchburg has hit the ball on the nose, barreled it up, but ends up walking away with an out. Fastball for a ball to Eddie Gimble. Gee whiz. Gimble swings at this. He'll blast it into deep center field. Jack Regine on the move. He'll catch right in front of the warning track. I don't know if you file that one into the hard hit ball category or not, but I mean, Eddie Gimble took that ball right to the warning track. If you hit it in a gap, it's down for a double. If you hit it down the line, it's probably gone. 400 feet to dead central out here at Classic Park. So Eddie Gimble hit that ball 385, we'll say. Gotta hit them where they ain't sometimes. So hard to do. Max Oliver, this junior left-hander, deserves high praise. This is start number 5 of the year for him, just appearance number 8. O'Kelly McWilliams will float one to the shortstop, a running grab that Marinac will catch. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 7th for Lynchburg. Hornets were looking to gather momentum. And with that highlight reel home run robbery in left field, it looks like the Cougars from Misericordia have just got more mo on their side. There's still time for Lynchburg. We'll go to the top of the 8th inning. Hornets trail 3-1. You're listening to NCAA D3 National Championship Baseball on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. It's brought to you by Chaniga MIOS. When you're down 2 runs in an elimination game, you're looking for a hero. Ryan Long thought he was the home run hero. Sophomore put a charge into one to deep left field. Catch made at the wall and about 1 foot over the wall by Joe Commons. Tip your cap to that guy. I mean, it's just a play that as an outfielder you dream of. Most guys never get a chance to pull one of those off. Joe Commons did in a massive spot, preserving a 2-run lead for Misericordia. Cougars offense might be greasing their gears as well. That's why I said for Lynchburg, you got time, but you got to shut down Misericordia as well. Hornets can erase a 2-run deficit. Even 3 or 4 is somewhat manageable, but you can't be trying to pick up a 6 or 7-run deficit with only 2 innings left to do it. This one is hit the other way by Connor Marionac. Lynchburg had the shift on. It's been working a lot against Misericordia. That time Marionac went the other way, away from the shift for a nice clean single. Leadoff man on here in the top of the 8th. Expect the sacrifice bunt. It's that left fielder, Joe Commons. Joe Commons just made the home run robbery. He did get a hit in his last at bat, and that was in the 2-run 7th inning. He was the leadoff man there. He's up again with nobody out in the top of the 8th. Mason McDowell will throw to first base to keep Marionac close. Corners will be in for Lynchburg. Double play depth in the middle. How timely would one of those Hornet double plays be right here, baseball fans? This is a fastball low. 1-0 count. As Commons did get the sacrifice bunt configuration out front and then pull it back quickly. Lynchburg has Commons play the other way in the outfield, straight up in the infield. Commons is a left-handed hitter. Maybe Hornets expecting him to be late against the blazing fastball from Mason McDowell. Uh-oh. The 1-0 will hit Joe Commons in the right calf. First batter that McDowell has hit, but 5th one team-wise for Lynchburg. Hornets offense usually so good about getting hit by pitches. Unfortunately, Misericordia is the team that is using that game plan right now. Jason Sanfilippo is the first baseman. He's going to step up with runners on first and second. Offensive timeout for Misericordia. 2 base runners, 2 hitters that were waiting, and the hitter in question, Jason Sanfilippo, meet up with 2 coaches, so it's another Cougar huddle that features a full 8 guys in it. It's not desperation time yet for Lynchburg. Again, it's just a 2-run game. Cause for concern, Max Oliver, the left-handed starting pitcher for Misericordia, he seems to be getting better and better. He's retired 6 in a row. So Lynchburg is not done yet. Not done yet by any means, and don't put anything past this Lynchburg team. Even if they do fall down more runs, I'm still not counting Lynchburg out. I know better than that. It's a Hornet squad who knows what they're capable of. But in an ideal world, an ideal baseball situation, you only have to make up the 2 runs. It's 3-1 right now. Misericordia leading in the top of the 8th, but the pressure is very much applied to Lynchburg again defensively because the Cougars have runners on first and second with nobody out. The hitter is Jason Sanfilippo. Arms continue to get loose in the Lynchburg bullpen. They've got options available, guys that have not pitched in this tournament yet. Nathaniel Mack comes to mind. Sam Allheit comes to mind. Austin Riney threw to 5 hitters earlier today. But he'd probably be available. And the options go on as well. That's just kind of first glance looking down there. Corners in, middle double play depth in what for most teams is a sacrifice bunt situation. Up by 2 in the 8th inning. For Misericordia, almost becomes a 100% sacrifice bunt situation. But they can mess with your head with that probability and then do some different things, go against their normal game plan. It was the sack bunt. Sanfilippo pulls it back, and that ball is low. 1-0 count. Pitcher is sophomore Mason McDowell. He's gotten Lynchburg out of a lot of fires in just 2 seasons on Lakeside Drive. The 1-0 wide right from our perspective. McDowell pulled that one into the other batter's box. Now it's a 2-0 count. Travis Beasley's going to make a move. Coach Bees is marching out of the dugout to get the ball from Mason McDowell. New option coming in right now for Lynchburg. Let's keep it right here. I think it is Austin Hoehne, a guy we mentioned as a possible option. Saw him getting loose down there. So knowing the team helps, but also just being able to see the bullpen helps as well. Mason McDowell exit. He'll get the high fives from the team. Again, not exactly what Mason McDowell wanted. He's a competitor. He's a high achiever. He's got a high standard for himself. Mason McDowell won't like having to leave the mound in the middle of an inning. It'll be a 2-0 count inherited by Austin Hoehne. He'll be facing Jason Sanfilippo. He has one hit so far against Lynchburg. He's 1 for 9 against the Hornets. Has reached on a hit by pitch and a walk. Austin Hoehne pitched earlier today in the ball game. Hoehne got Lynchburg out of the inning with a really good pitch to Joe Commons to get him to pop out to third base. And then Hoehne was in the 9th there when Misericordia added the go-ahead run. So hopefully he has flushed some of those vibes out of his system. Hoehne, I think, is a guy that does that. He's a one-pitch-at-a-time guy. He's not going to be holding on to any lingering effects from Game 1. I thought Hoehne was sharp. I think Hoehne's been sharp the entire season. Really made his mark on me when we were down in Greensboro when Lynchburg was taking on the Salisbury Seagulls, who were second-ranked team in the country at the time. Hoehne pitched 2 2/3, or maybe even a full 3 innings strong in that ball game, and then looked really good. He's put in so much hard work this offseason, and it's paid off already for Lynchburg. Hoehne's a big reason why the Hornets are even at this stage. We'll see if the hard work can pay off again. It'll be a 2-0 count when Hoehne gets set after the warm-up tosses. Andrew Van Horn is on deck. He's been doing great things against Lynchburg. 0 for 2 in this game, but was one of 5 Cougars that has been hit by a pitch. Hornets have 1, 2, 3 coming up in their half of the 8th inning. And it's another one where in an ideal world, you get at least 1 run in the 8th. You've got the top of your order. You've got your breadwinners. You've got your moneymakers. You've got the guys you've been leaning on. So in an ideal world, you get something going there and maybe even have a big inning if you're Lynchburg. That would be great, right? That would be ideal. But all is not lost if Lynchburg does not score in the 8th. They are the home team. We're in the top of the 8th right now. Sacrifice bunt out in front. O'Donovan will cover. He'll throw to second. Throw is low. It got by Ben Jones. 1 run is in. Madden's going to scramble to it. Runners at first and third now after another run comes in. Lynchburg typically rock solid defensively, but a couple little miscues in this one. It was going to be a successful sacrifice bunt. Runners were going to be at second and third. Instead, it's runners at the corners, and Lynchburg is now down 3. It's not a floodgates open situation right here, but obviously not what you wanted as a Lynchburg fan. Riley O'Donovan was charged with the error. 1 pitch from Hoehne so far. That's it. It's going to be 1 pitch from Hoehne. Travis Beasley's going to make a change again. Let's step aside and catch our breath. I think it's Mac time. Mighty Mac is on to try to keep Lynchburg within arm's length. We're back in just a moment. Elimination game. Lynchburg down 3, 4-1. Misericordia on top in the top of the 8th. It is return of the Mac time. The mighty Mac is on to try to keep Lynchburg within striking distance. There is nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. Lynchburg has used 3 pitchers already in the 8th. Nathaniel Mack will be the 3rd anyway. And Hornets have yet to record an out just yet. Mason McDowell gave up an opposite field single to Marionac. Joe Commons got hit by McDowell. There's runners on first and second. McDowell fell behind San Filippo. He was lifted for Austin Riney. Riney threw 1 pitch. It was a pretty good bunt out front that Riley O'Donovan called Austin Riney off of, picked it up, threw to first. Throw was low. Ben Jones got a piece of his leather on it, but then it escaped into the outfield. That allowed the runner from second to score. That was the 4th run of the game. It's 4 runs on 4 hits for Misericordia. 2 Lynchburg errors, and the Hornets have hit 5 batters. 3 walks, 1 of them intentional. So a lot of base runners now for Misericordia. They didn't have many at first. Now they've had a lot. There's nobody out. Runners at the corners. Nathaniel Mack is a right-handed senior, and he is a slider monster. Runner at first will go. Ball got away from O'Donovan. It's to the backstop. That's going to be a passed ball. Runner was going to be at second anyway, but a 5th run has come in. I think the batter squaring around a bunt just caused Riley O'Donovan to lose sight of that ball long enough. The hitter pulled it back. It's actually a new hitter, by the way, baseball fans. Pinch hitter will be number 19, Jared Hoffman. We saw Hoffman pinch hit in the earlier game. Hoffman actually started Saturday against Lynchburg. 5-1. Hornets down. Still haven't recorded an out. Just a runner on second now. Slider from Mack is off the plate. Yeah, Mack basically this season has become 75, 80% or more sometimes slider. He almost hypnotizes you just throwing the slider over and over again. When he finally does break off a fastball, you're just not ready for it. You haven't seen it. There's a slider on the outer edge for a called strike. 2-1 count to the pinch hitter, Jared Hoffman. Gabe Bunt is on deck. He's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. 2-1 count. Tough sledding right now for Lynchburg. You can feel some of the air just sucked out of their dugout and their fans. Mack will spin and throw to Ben Jones, and that ball got away. Runner's going to advance to third. O'Kelly McWilliams will try to throw him out. Now it's got by Gavin Collins, but the runner will not be able to go home. 3rd error of the game right there for Lynchburg. It allows the base runner to get to third. And that might be one of those where because the pitcher was trying to pick off, it may actually go down as a second base. But if you ask any Lynchburg coach, they'll tell you that's a misplay. That's a miscue. It's an error. Infield has to come in now as the Hornets are down 4. 2-1 count. Mack hits the outer edge again with one of those sliders. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still nobody out, too. That's the other problem. If you give up the runs for some outs and you have 2 outs with the bases clear right now, you might be okay with that if you're Lynchburg. At this point, you got to be okay with anything. Again, not an ideal situation here for Lynchburg with their season on the line. Ball 3, and we got a full count delivery coming up to Hoffman. Mack set at the waist. Here it comes. Hoffman sprays it away, foul. Lynchburg has the top of the order coming up. Again, something positive and optimistic you can take away from that. Runner is at third with nobody out. Infield drawn in. Here comes another full count pitch from Mack. Slider, airborne, right side. Won't stay in catching distance. That's 12 rows up. And we'll try it again at 3-2 to the pinch hitter, Jared Hoffman. Hoffman started game 1 and went 0 for 2. Junior from Middletown, Delaware, was playing first base and actually got run into by his own second baseman. Coming off the bench now. 3-2 pitch on the way. There it is. Mack peeled off another slider, and he got him. Big strikeout there. In an at-bat that took a while because of that little throwing error that was not an error from Nathaniel Mack. Finally 1 out in the inning for Lynchburg. 5-1 ball game. Squeeze could be on here with Gabe Bunn, 8-hole hitter. And back to that's what Misericordia does. It is the squeeze. They're going to try to get the runner out as he gets back to third. Throw from O'Donovan to Collins. Got him there. So it was a squeeze play by Gabe Bunn. He did not get the bunt down, and now there's 2 outs. Sometimes the baseball gods, the game knows, you give some, you take some away. Lynchburg was due for a break, and they got one there as Gabe Bunn could not connect on the squeeze bunt attempt. He's got an 0-1 count with 2 outs. Corners have to stay in because you got to watch for the base hit bunt now from Gabe Bunn. Slider catches a piece of the inside corner, and now it's 0-2 pretty quickly. If you just look at the pitches that Nathaniel Mack has thrown, they've been pretty good. He had the throwing error where he threw it into center field that let the base runner get a base, but it actually ends up not burning Lynchburg. Wipeout slider again, Bunn laid off. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery will be on the way from senior Nathaniel Mack. There's 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. 2 in the 7th for Misericordia, 2 in the 8th. Slider again, just missed from Mack. There was a passed ball in the mix that allowed a run to score. An error at first on a bunt that allowed a run to score. So some defensive letdowns for Lynchburg when it matters most. Slider catches the edge. Mack got him looking. Nice outing there for Nathaniel Mack. Really, when you, again, just look at the pitches, he struck out 2. He'll step back to the dugout. Lynchburg needs 4. They've got 2 innings to get it. Garcia, Jones, Madden due up here in the 8th inning. Let's see if a Lynchburg comeback is on. You're listening to an elimination game, season on the line for the Hornets. It's the D3 World Series on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network, brought to you by Chiniga MIOS. Six outs to work with for the Lynchburg Hornets. They trail 5-1. It's Kyle Hoehne hanging out with you in East Lake, Ohio. The starting pitcher, Max Oliver, still out there for Misericordia, and he's looked sharp. He sat down the last 6 in a row for Lynchburg. Garcia, Jones, and Madden. 1-2-3 for the Hornets. Don't want to say it's now or never because, again, teams erase 4-run deficits in 1 inning all the time, but ideally, you would love to score here if you're Lynchburg. 1-1 count on Brandon Garcia. This one's just under the knee for ball 2. And back to those keys that coaches will tell players, stay within yourself. Don't try to do too much right here because the pressure really is on Lynchburg now. Garcia sprays one the opposite way down the line, but foul. Ended up in the Misericordia bullpen. He'll hit with a 2-2 count. Nobody out, nobody on in the bottom of the 8th. Yeah, you start pressuring yourself. You start squeezing the bat a little tighter. You're not loose. You do things that are out of your norm. You try to do things out of your comfort zone. Mind's going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Try to slow the game right down right here. Try to enjoy the moment even if you're Brandon Garcia. Heck, you've already won national championship. Don't self-apply too much pressure here. 2-2 is high. And that's easy to say from up here as an innocent bystander, right? Those guys down there on the battlefield, a lot tougher to do. I think the good ones can do it, though. Full count to Garcia. Inside, nearly hit him. Ball 4. So there's a good start. Lynchburg got the leadoff man on for the first time in a while. Looks like Lynchburg has gotten the leadoff runner aboard now 3 times tonight. Lynchburg has 1 run on 5 hits. They have out-hit Misericordia. Cougars got 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. The last inning, it was 2 runs on 1 hit, a key Lynchburg error, and a pass ball. Breaking ball called strike 1. Ben Jones hitting with his high school teammate, Brandon Garcia, at first. There's nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. Ben Jones is another guy who was starting and hitting in the lineup successfully last year on the national championship run. It's got to give you some confidence. Maybe it does take some pressure off. But again, everybody's different, and it's hard to really remind yourself of that when you're down there in the moment. At the moment, Jones has got an 0-2 hole. Now it's 1-2 as the fastball was off the plate, belt high. Quinn Madden on deck. He's got an RBI sacrifice fly in this game, hit the ball hard for an out once, and also has a single. I think Quinn Madden's ready. I think he's locked in. He'll be in attack mode as usual. He called this Hornets team earlier the Cardiac Kids. Comeback is the term there. Comeback is what you're talking about when you're talking about the Cardiac Kids, and that's a phrase that's been around in sports for a while. Half swing from Ben Madden, but he didn't go on an outside fastball. Ben Jones, excuse me. And now Jones has got a full count. Lynchburg dugout and fans coming alive, full volume. Here's the payoff pitch from Oliver. Ben Jones swipes at this. He'll send it in the stands down the left side. Long run by the left fielder. Great effort there by Joe Commons. We've already seen Commons take a home run away. That was the one that just absolutely sucked some major life out of Lynchburg. Ryan Long thought he had a leadoff home run in the bottom of the 7th. Denied by a jumping Joe Commons. Full count pitch to Ben Jones again. He'll hit it the other way. Third baseman Fields goes to second for the first out. Jones will beat it out down the line. Just the fielder's choice there, as Ben Jones will be at first base now with one out. Good at bat from Ben Jones. He fouled off a tough pitch. He tried to go with another tough pitch and actually hit it on the nose, but right at the third baseman, Owen Cordner. Lynchburg down to their final 5 outs. It's Quinn Madden, wide stance, takes up most of the batter's box, waits on the first pitch, gets off the A-plus swing, but comes up empty on a high fastball, 0-1. Max Oliver has been absolutely outstanding. Quinn Madden hacks at the 0-1. It's in the air, in the infield. Second baseman's under it. Catch is made. 2 down now in the bottom of the 8th. Things looking a little bit bleaker again. Hornets looking for a hero late. And when you're down by 4, you're actually going to need multiple heroes. Ben Jones is on first after a fielder's choice. Brandon Garcia walked to begin the inning. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Lynchburg is down 5-1. Riley O'Donovan, the hitter, he's 1 for 2 with a walk. O'Donovan pulls one foul. Riley was 1 for 4 and got hit by a pitch Saturday against Misericordia. This is game 3 between these squads and the second of the day. It's turned into a best 2 out of 3 series. The winner will get to another best 2 out of 3 series. The National Championship Series awaits the victor in this one. Half swing from Riley O'Donovan. Didn't go on a fastball. Neck high. And it's a 1-1 count now. 2 outs. The bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Inside. Got away from the catcher. Ben Jones will scramble into scoring position. And it is a ball. 2-1 now on Riley O'Donovan. Eric Hyatt is on deck. Hyatt had 3 hits earlier today. He's 0 for 3 in this one. Did hit the ball hard right at the second baseman one time. Hyatt's got 2 strikeouts. Riley O'Donovan, another one of those seniors. He's been around. He's proven. He's experienced. I think he'll be ready. Here comes 2-1. O'Donovan was ready. Airborne, right side. Long run for Garrett McElhaney. He sees it. He's at the wall. He's jumping up, and he makes a catch. That one wasn't going over, but it was going to be extra bases for Riley O'Donovan. McElhaney put the free hand on the wall, found the padding, and then made a catch on a ball that was going to hit about 1 foot under the fence line there. But instead, it's just a long out. Riley O'Donovan got a lot of it, but didn't get enough of it. And now we're moving to the top of the 9th. Nathaniel Mack's going to stay on to try to hold him. Misericordia leads 5-1 through 8 complete in an elimination game. Season on the line for both squads. Lynchburg's got their back to the wall right now. Don't miss the conclusion on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. It's brought to you by Chaniga MIOS. Well, it's all coming down to this in the top of the 9th inning. Misericordia is now the squad looking for insurance runs, leading 5-1. Ryan Long was robbed of a home run earlier in the game, and that was legit robbery by Joe Commons. He had his glove over the fence on the jump. Riley O'Donovan was just robbed of extra bases, a ball that he hit hard the other way. Garrett McElhaney got back, found the wall, and made a catch with his glove just under the yellow stripe at the top of the wall. But it hurts. It definitely hurts. Ben Jones left stranded at second. Lynchburg now scoreless in innings 6, 7, and 8. They were scoreless in innings 1 through 4. They scored their lone run in the 5th. It's a 5-1 ball game. Nathaniel Mack stays on. Slider for strike 1 to the 9-hole hitter Owen Cordner. First-year infielder is 1 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch today. Cordner slashes at this. It's in the right center gap. Pretty easy grab, though, for Quentin Madden. He'll make the catch for the first out at the top of the 9th inning. For Lynchburg, the final chances, at least initially, will come in the form of Eric Hyatt, Gavin Collins, Ryan Long. It's 5, 6, 7 due up in the bottom of the 9th for the home team Hornets, the defending national champions. They have owned that. They have felt the pressure of that at times this year. They've gotten out of the shadow of that. The Vibes Train identity really came to life in this postseason run that started off with a dozen consecutive wins. Lynchburg lost their first game of the postseason earlier today. If they lose here, the Vibes Train will come to an end. Hit by pitch. Garrett McElhaney didn't move out of the way of an inside fastball. That's the first batter Nathaniel Mack has hit, but Misericordia has been bopped 6 times now. Lynchburg pitchers have hit 6. And what about the starter for the Cougars, Max Oliver? Misericordia had to play an extra game. Lynchburg the day off yesterday. Cougars were in action, beating Endicott. So their bullpen was not in as solid of shape as Lynchburg's was. Max Oliver has made that no problem. He's gone 8 strong, surrendered 1 run on 5 hits. Lynchburg's last base hit came back in the 5th inning. And right now, there was a walk and a fielder's choice in there, but it's actually been, I think, 11 straight Lynchburg hitters that have not gotten a base hit. So again, some base runners in there that Max Oliver has allowed. Garcia walked, Ben Jones fielder's choice, but no hits in the last 11 trips to the batter's box for Lynchburg. They have hit some balls hard, including Riley O'Donovan in the bottom of the 8th and Ryan Long in the 7th inning. Nothing to show, though. Just a lone 1 run for Lynchburg in the 5th. They scored 2 in a 3-2 loss to this same Misericordia squad earlier today. Nathaniel Mack hit the zone with a first pitch slider. Now it's an 0-1 count. He'll spin and throw on Garrett McElhaney. Misericordia up 5-1. With 1 out, running game might be more in play than the bunting game at this point, but don't put it past the Cougars to drop down a short game play. Slider in the dirt. Good block by Riley O'Donovan. There is 1 out and 1 on in the top of the 9th. Misericordia leads 5-1. They're 41-11 this year. Misericordia 12-1 in postseason play. The lone loss was Saturday against Lynchburg. So this is a quality team. That ball hit Jack Regine. Ouch. He'll hustle down to first. Nathaniel Mack has hit 2 now. And Lynchburg, as a team, has plunked 7 Misericordia batters. To me, that's pressure. Yes, you're going to hit pitcher, you're going to hit batters in any situation just because it's baseball. You can't always have the complete accuracy. But I think the pressure is causing some of that. You just get a little tighter on the mound. The arm swing is a little tighter. The leg lift on your delivery might not quite be to the same spot. And you probably squeeze the baseball a little bit. That causes it to kind of flare out to the arm side. This ball's deep, right center gap, but Quinn Madden's there. He'll make the grab. Runner at second tags. Lynchburg will have no play at third. There are 2 outs, and it's runners on first and third in the top of the 9th for Misericordia. Nice job by Nathaniel Mack to bounce back after back-to-back hit batters. I mean, that will unsettle you as a pitcher. I said that pressure and that tension is real and can cause some of those accuracy issues. For Nathaniel Mack to stay loose and make a nice pitch right there, that's pretty good. Connor Marionak, he's had a tournament to remember. He's 1 for 3 in this game. Has walked 1 time. Hits with runners at the corners. 2 outs in a 5-1 ball game. Lynchburg needs to hold the Cougars here. Delayed steal at first. Regine will cruise into second base. Now it's 2 in scoring position. If you're Misericordia here, you're thinking a base knock puts this game out of reach. It doesn't, but makes it significantly tougher for Lynchburg. Hornets are down 4. Mack set, lifts the leg and fires. Wipeout slider. Marionak came up empty on a good hack. 0-2. I think Nathaniel Mack's gonna keep ripping off sliders unless Marionak shows that maybe he's on one. 0-2. O'Donovan outside target. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch from Mack. It was a slider in the dirt. Good stop by Riley O'Donovan. Kept it in front. Hyatt, Collins, and Long due up. Could see some changes to the batting order. Might be time for Coach Travis Beasley and his outstanding coaching staff to think about a plug-and-play option. Pinch hitter. We'll see. Mack ready with the 1-2. Slider again off the plate. Ball 2. Cougars got 1 in the third to take a lead. Lynchburg tied it with 1 in the 5th. And then it was 2 in the 7th for Misericordia. 2 more in the 8th. Yeah, 5-1 ball game. Here's the 2-2 from Mack. Slider got a sniff, but not a bite from Connor Marionak, and now the count is full. So Nathaniel Mack's thrown the slider 5 times. That's what I said about he'll hypnotize you with it and throw it over and over. Do you now come back with an inside fastball if you're Nathaniel Mack? Let's see. He's set and ready to go with runners on second and third. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The pitch. It was a fastball, but Mack missed the zone down, and now the bases are loaded. Joe Commons steps up. No, it's a pinch hitter. It's Aiden Paddock. Aiden Paddock will pinch hit for the man that robbed Ryan Long of a home run. This is Aiden Paddock stepping in to face Nathaniel Mack, right-handed hitter. He's got the bases loaded. Lynchburg with an out at any spot. Looks like they're going to get it right here. Routine fly ball to center field on a first pitch slider is caught by O'Kelly McWilliams. So here we go. Lynchburg is down to their final 3 outs. Let's just keep it right here. It's NCAA Division III baseball championship action from Classic Park in East Lake, Ohio. What a ride it's been for Lynchburg. It doesn't have to stop here, but the odds are stacked against the Hornets. The numbers will tell you that 4-run deficits are not easily erased. 4-run leads usually hold up in the game of baseball at all levels, but usually doesn't mean always, and usually doesn't define this Lynchburg Hornets team. Usually a 4 seed in a conference tournament doesn't fight their way through and basically dominate that conference. Usually, you don't go on the road in regional play as the 3 seed and knock off the 2 seed, then beat the host school, the 1 seed, the 4th-ranked team in the country 2 times. Lynchburg did all those things. Usually doesn't mean going out to Southern California and beating a good Laverne squad on their home turf twice. And then just keep adding on to that, because Lynchburg's defied those usual odds all postseason. They beat the number 1 team in the country, the Endicott Gulls, a squad that hadn't lost since mid-April. a squad that was ranked number 1 in the country. Lynchburg took them down 7-2. Lynchburg beat this Misericordia squad, who is the 5 seed in this tournament. Beat them on Saturday to set up this situation where Lynchburg only needed to win 1 of 2. The Cougars won game 1 today, so now both squads need to win this one to keep the season alive. Yes, the odds again are stacked against this Lynchburg's vibe train, but let's see if the locomotive can get going. Called strike 1 to Eric Hyatt. Here's the second pitch. That one's low. The junior Eric Hyatt was on fire coming into this game, 6 of 9 in the tournament with 4 doubles, but he's 0 for 3 in this one. The 1-1. Hyatt swings, he's late, it's foul, and it's a 1-2 count. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Yeah, we're in the bottom of the 9th. Nobody on, nobody out. Leadoff man is junior Eric Hyatt. He's facing the starter, Max Oliver. Eric Hyatt stings a ball into left, and that's down. Base hit, and that'll be Eric Hyatt's 7th hit of the tournament. Whatever happens, he's had a tournament to remember. The starting pitcher for Misericordia, Max Oliver, can say the same thing. Whatever happens in this ball game, he has had an evening to remember. Keeping a crazy talented Lynchburg lineup, a lineup that's so resourceful and relentless, keeping them in check for at least 8 innings anyway. The leadoff man is on. That's Eric Hyatt at first base. Inside pitch called strike 1 to Gavin Collins. Collins is 2 for 3 in this game. Struck out looking on a fastball at the letters in his last at bat. Collins, the senior, hits from the crouch and takes ball 1. 1-1 count for a guy that has 204 base hits in his career. Ryan Long, fellow senior, waits on deck. The 1-1. Catches an edge, and now it's a 1-2 count. First baseman's played behind Eric Hyatt at first base, and that's smart. With a 4-run lead, Misericordia will trade bases for outs at this point. Lynchburg only has 3 of them left. Ground ball, left side. Cougars have got the first. They throw to second. They got Collins there. Lynchburg might use the replay. But that is 2 for the price of 1 at the absolute worst time for Lynchburg. Hornets will go to the replay booth. The coach's challenge has been initiated. I think they probably got Collins at first, to be honest with you, baseball fans. I know you don't want to hear that right now if you're a Lynchburg fan, but I also think you got to use it right here anyway. You're in the bottom of the 9th. It's use it or lose it. Go ahead and take a shot. Maybe the eyes were deceived up here in the box and also with the umpire. You never know. I think, unfortunately, this uphill climb just got a lot tougher for Lynchburg, though. After Gavin Collins, 2-2 pitch, he pulls it to the third baseman. Another ball that Lynchburg actually hit pretty well, but right at a defender, and it turned into a 5-4-3 double play. So you can defy the odds. The Lynchburg Hornets baseball team has shown that this season. And they did have to defy the odds quite a bit last year in the national championship run. But Lynchburg last season was a bit more dominant in the regular season, and then their postseason run wasn't completely dominant. Lynchburg was 15-3 in the postseason last year, but they were really, really good. They were outstanding. They were awesome. Any other adjectives you want to throw out? This season, Lynchburg has been that in the postseason. 25-15 in the regular season. Again, Lynchburg was the 4th-seeded team going into the ODAC tournament. They have played like a national champion in this postseason run. 12-0 to start the postseason campaign. They lost earlier today. First time they have tasted defeat since the month of April. Lynchburg was unbeaten in May and June up to this point. Call has been confirmed. Lynchburg's season is down to its final out. The fate will rest with a senior, Ryan Long. Once again, I think so fitting that he's in the starting lineup because he's a guy, playing time has been up and down his career. He got a shot today. He had a shot to leave the yard. Ryan Long will study a first pitch fastball. It's an 0-1 count. Max Oliver is one good pitch away from a complete game with his season on the line. Can't ask for much more from your starting pitcher. You can't even ask for this. I mean, Max Oliver, CG potentially in the making. 1-1 count for Ryan Long. Here's the pitch to the Lynchburg senior off the plate for ball 2. But you see that kind of stuff in playoff baseball. You see that kind of stuff in the postseason. Heroes arise. Ryan Long swings on one, yanks it down the line, foul. You think about Ryan Long, he actually pulled the ball foul that would have been a home run. He had one home run robbed for him. I think he's seeing it well. But now he's down to his final strike. And so are the Lynchburg Hornets. 2-2 from Oliver. On the way, Long pulls that foul as well. Waiting on deck, if Lynchburg can get there, is a pinch hitter. I think Sean Pokerock waits on deck for Eddie Gimble. Oliver working from the windup. Southpaw deals. Ryan Long fouls another one away. Ryan Long's keeping him busy in there. Have a nice long at bat, Ryan Long. That's all you can do right now. You can't look at the scoreboard as a hitter. Yes, you know the situation, but you got to try to remove yourself as much from that as possible. Another 2-2. Another foul ball down the left side. Ryan Long continues to stay alive and extend Lynchburg's season, at least pitch by pitch anyway. Hornets down 5-1 in the bottom of the ninth in East Lake, Ohio. Division III College World Series. Another 2-2 coming up to Ryan Long. Oliver out of the windup. Fires. Caught the edge, and it's strike three looking. Ryan Long can't believe it, but he'll have to walk back to the dugout. And unfortunately, Lynchburg's going to have to swallow this bitter pill at the end of a sweet and tasty postseason. It is not the end that Lynchburg wanted. The Vibes train will come to a halt in East Lake, Ohio. Lynchburg won their first two games in this national championship tournament, but they have lost two today to the Misericordia Cougars. All credit goes to the Cougars, head coach Pete Egbert in his 17th season. It's a great team. It's a fun team to watch. You know, they're a lot like Lynchburg. They use momentum. They have a loud and boisterous dugout. They play hard. They do the little things. They pitch it. They glove it. Speaking of pitching, Max Oliver did throw that complete game. 1 run surrendered to a Lynchburg team that has been incredible all season long offensively. But unfortunately, that season has come to a close. 1 or 2 steps earlier than Lynchburg wanted, but it was a postseason run that we will never forget. It was an unexpected playoff run that caught so much of the baseball world by surprise, but really didn't catch the die-hard Lynchburg fans by surprise, I don't think. We saw this potential in Lynchburg all season. Coach Travis Beasley talked about that. He said we as coaches knew this team had another gear, and we found it in the month of May and early June. Lynchburg was one of the best teams in baseball, but they fall at the hands of another talented squad. Congratulations to Misericordia. They have advanced to that championship series. They'll play the winner of this Salve Regina, Wisconsin Whitewater game that's coming up, another if necessary game. Misericordia, I think they've got a great shot to win it. They'll have to beat a tough team, of course, but I think the Cougars have a really great shot. And with that complete game pitching performance from Max Oliver, that saved their bullpen and their other arms a little bit. Misericordia moves to 42-11 this year. They're now 13-1 in postseason play. The only one was Saturday when Lynchburg beat them. Misericordia is now 3-0 in elimination games. They've had their season on the line 3 times here in the last 24 hours, and they've won every single game. For Lynchburg, the 2024 campaign will come to a close at 38-16. Lynchburg was winners of 16 of their last 19, but they lost 2 in a row to end it here on the biggest stage. They accounted for themselves well. This Lynchburg team has made a lot of fans. They already had a lot. Lynchburg was the defending national champions. They played like it in this postseason run, but the run has come to a close. There will be a new national champion in Division III baseball this year. It'll be one of 3 teams, but it won't be Lynchburg. The Hornets will regroup. They'll get back to work quick. They'll get in the lab. They'll have a great offseason. I think they'll come back tougher. Quality programs seem to find a way to attract the best talent as well. I think you'll see some new, fresh faces next year for Lynchburg that make big impacts. For the Hornets seniors, it is, again, a very bitter pill. You can take the solace and you can take the positive vibes away from the fact that you are a national champion. Not many teams can say that, but Lynchburg can with the 2023 National Championship. Josh Jorman in his 5th season, what a career. And he came on strong in the playoffs too. It's a guy that never gave up. Ryan Long, he got the call here in this final game. Couldn't quite get it done. Missed a home run. Ryan Long missed a home run by just one outstretched glove from the left fielder, Joe Commons. Ryan Long nearly changed the entire flavor of this baseball dish with that swing. You've got some other seniors that I'm going to run down. Gavin Collins, 204 hits and just some of the best defense we've ever seen for Gavin Collins. What a career on Lakeside Drive. Senior Riley O'Donovan, another guy. He's been in the fire and in the fight in some big games. He put it all on the line. He always does. Ethan Morotsky, my guy Ski, one of the heart and souls of this team, and one of the all-time great guys, and I think you'll get to hear Ethan Morotsky on LHSN next year. Kelly McWilliams IV, a grad transfer, but, man, he fit right in here. Nick Matfield just twirled a gem a couple days ago to set Lynchburg up in a good spot. Nick Matfield, a former Old Dominion Athletic Conference Rookie of the Year. He's been great his entire career. Nathaniel Mack, another guy who just always beaming with life and energy. He brings so much to the team. He will be missed. Nathaniel Mack pitched well in this game. Caleb Belisle, another guy, not a lot of playing time, but a big heart, big part of this squad. You got Wesley Arrington. You can't leave out the Sheriff. I mean, the things he's done in postseason play may never be matched. They really might not. Just go back and look at the numbers for Wesley Arrington. Look at the complete games. Look at the no-hitter against Randolph-Macon in the ODAC tournament. Look at what Wesley Arrington did in the national championship run last year. Sam Allheight, senior lefty, was an important member of this squad. Jack Batchmore, another guy who we know what the Jack did last year as an All-American. And you never know. You could have coaching staff changes again. It could be a new look for Lynchburg. I think the identity will be very, very similar. But you'll have some new faces that will be exciting to learn. Like I said, who knows what the future holds for this young team, and who knows what new talent will make their way to Lakeside Drive next season. But this season is in the books. I've had a blast again. Appreciate you sticking with us through all the technical hiccups and the what have yous, and we try our best to get it right, but you know how it is. Things don't always cooperate, so you got to go to Plan B and Plan C, and the LHSN team is really good at that. Big thanks to our athletic director, John Waters, our president, Allison Morrison-Shetler, the LHSN team, including but not limited to guys like Tim LaDuca, Josh Smith, Sam Rice, so nice, you got to say it twice, Sam Rice, Caroline Gerke, the entire athletics team. I think the sporting culture on campus at the University of Lynchburg has never been better. More championships will come, and I think championships not always about what you do on the field and on the court, but the University of Lynchburg athletics will continue to have a high character. They'll continue to pump out just really quality men and women and continue to set our student athletes up for success down the road. We'll leave it there. Success for Misericordia today. They beat Lynchburg twice. Not a lot of teams can say they've done that. And the Hornets season will come to a close. The Vibes train will pull into the station here at 38-16. What a postseason run for Lynchburg. They won 12 in a row, and they had a chance to defend that national championship. But another big title will have to wait for another season. We'll say good night, good luck, and go Hornets. Thanks for watching the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Remember, our broadcast all week were brought to you by Chaniga MIOS. Find your future online at MIOScareers.com, MIOScareers.com, and stay up to date with everything Hornets related at lynchburgsports.com, and follow along on the social media. Kyle Hoehne saying thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you again next season, sports fans.